Woo! Welcome everyone. This is HotFacts with Robert Reese. I was supposed to start at 2 o'clock, but that beat by Navy 380 was fire, so I said nope. Got to go on right now. So yes. You see the title of this here. It is titled "The Breakdown." Ooh, I was so happy. What happened last night? I was so happy. I want to give a big shout out to that whole squad last night. They represented Vegas well. They represented the West Coast well. They represented, whoo, can't say me anymore. They represented us very, very well. Very well. If you guys do not know what I'm speaking about, you can go ahead and watch Pedro's live last night. You can watch the corresponding lives and tie it all in. TN Fish Keeper, what is up? How you doing? Diesel Engine 101. Hello. How are you doing? I'll go ahead and try to get you on as soon as I can. Today we have gig economy news. For those who you don't know, Hot Facts with Robert Reese people. I break down the gig economy news worldwide. I break down the deals that happen with the gig apps and the companies. I break down what happens as far as hiring, firing, what's going on here, what's going on there. We break it down, we get the truth, and that is what we do. So today we are going over the breakdown because of what happened last night. We had a strong victory in the battle. The war is not over, but we had a strong victory in the battle. It was a good couple of days that we have the fight coming to these guys, letting these guys know that your ratings matter and everything else like that. They are out there driving in a pack in different locations. It just brought everything that I do on my side to contribute. And we have fighters out there on the other side contributing, and that was such a good thing to see because we are united. They thought that they were the only ones out there speaking this and preaching it. But I had to let them know that Hot Facts has been doing this also. So now this is good that we now know that we have a community. We now know that he's approaching 1,000 subs. We know that I'm approaching 3,000 subs. So we have a good little number combined right there. We got the DoorDash Revolution, and we have a lot of people. TFT, what's up, TFT? We have Ghost, Alaska Gigs and Guns. We have people that people, and we're not trying to tell you guys what to do. You have to understand this. We are not trying to tell you guys what to do, but we are telling you that the bylaws that they have written, they're actually true. And people, including myself, have gone out and done studies, and the studies have proven that what they have written down. What's up, DoorDash Revolution? They have written down that, this is what we do if you do this, and people have gone out to see if it's true. So, yes. TFT says, has a short run this morning, but was decent. Yes, I just got done on a Walmart Spark thing, and I finished up right now at $96 right now. And when I do my next order, I get $50 extra for the order and whatever that order is. I think that's what it is. I might be over 100 something. No, I just did the $30 order. All right, yeah. So I'm at 150 right now. So when I go back out, if I do one more order, that'll be 5 orders. I get an extra $50 and whatever that order is. So I just need one more order for that, and then I'm going to continue to do my Uber Eats for the evening, so I can make sure that I hit my diamond driver. I want to make sure that I get my 6 points per for all my deliveries that I'm doing at the time when they're active, so I can make sure that I'm getting the priority to the orders. Woo! Yes, Alaska Gigs and Guns. Alaska says, ratings matter. They wouldn't be a component of the apps if they did it. Exactly. So that's what, and that's one of the biggest things that you have people going against what they actually have written, and you have people that go out there and preach it and had a really good cult following under it, but they do know that there's more than just me. I left a couple comments on the channel last night. I left a couple comments there, and let me double check this here to see. Let me see something here. Excuse me. Let me click this here. No. Let me click this here and do this. I just want to double check to make sure. None held for review. These are just all right. Yes. So you guys, Sin City Deliveries, okay, out of Vegas. They represent it so well. This is, I don't want to call because we're not, there is no whatever it is. We all understand, but they have a group, how I have Team HotFacts. They got the TMB over there, and we have the same, we understand the exact same thing. Sin City Deliveries. People go over there and check that out. Now, I left a comment over there. He did respond back a little bit. And so what I'm going to try to do is have them come over here for an interview. That same trio, or I know one hopped in and left, bring in the 4 tops. I want to bring in the 4 tops. I can have 10 slots up here. I know me, myself, the DoorDash Revolution will be up here, and we'll be able to better break you guys down and answer a lot of questions for a lot of people that really want to know what it's all about. Some people have been blinded and they never really understood what's really going on. So I have extended an arm out there, and this is something that you guys are going to see a united front, because once again, it's not trying to get people to change anything. It's just that the stats and the data and what the bylaws say, what they write in, what they tell you as a driver, they tell you this themselves. So no one should really have to go and do a study on it, but you have to do just to make sure that it's all the way real. And boom, no one's telling you to go do anything, but we're letting you know that what they're saying is true, and all you have to do is go and try it for yourself. When you go and get a regular job and you're trying to get the job, they give you a 90-day probation period, right? So I want you, because I have seen some people say that we've gotten to Top Dasher, and this is what they did when they got to Top Dasher. They got to Top Dasher, and instead of accepting the orders, to see what's going to happen, they look at the order as the number, and they still reject the order. So even if you get the Top Dasher, you're still not taking the order. So you have to get the Top Dasher. You have to achieve Top Dasher. Once you achieve Top Dasher or Diamond Driver or whatever it is on a platform you do, once you achieve that, then go from there and let's see, okay, let's do this for 90 days. Don't do it for 1 week. Do it for 90 days. Do it for 90 days so you can get 3 months in. 3 months in of having the orders going all into you, and so you can actually see if you do that, it'll be a no-brainer, and you will adjust exactly what you are doing as far as what you're really supposed to be doing up here. Okay, so we're going to be going over the breakdown, and I am going to be doing this right now. Let me go back here. Because DoorDash Rev, go ahead and hop on up when you can. And I'm going to open up this. I'm going to open up this because there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there that have questions, and we have been, I know myself, I have been preaching this from my very first video that I put out on YouTube. I talk about this, and I'm not even driving or anything. I'm sitting in the car, and I'm going, it's a 30-something minute video, and I'm breaking it all down. What's up, Jerry Does DoorDash? Now, because of what happened last night, and I know that a lot of people have been like, well, you know, HotFacts has been saying this. Now would be the perfect time for people to ask some questions so we can go ahead and drop this off. And instead of just typing them up and everything else like that, what's up, Garden State NJ? I'm gonna open this up, people, for anyone to come up because there's a lot of questions and people want to get some answers. So I myself, with my expertise, DoorDash Revolution is going to be up here. We are going to be going over the actual factual bylaws of DoorDash. We will be breaking the actual factual bylaws of DoorDash. By the red dispatch system that they have created. We are going to be breaking that down right here also, so we can go ahead and do this thing. So what I'm going to do, so we have drivers out there. Here is the link. I know Alaska, you've been wanting to hop on. You asked me. There's the link. There's the link there. Anyone that would like to hop up, please come on up because we are going to break some things down. And we're gonna answer questions because last night, you know, in the panel there was a lot of people asking questions, and a lot of the questions were not able to be asked. So I'm gonna open it up because we have the same principles, the same thing. We understand the same, but we are gonna break down the actual factual DoorDash red dispatch so you guys can see that also for yourself with your own eyes and everything else like that. Some people, now that, you know, more people have been coming out, when more people start coming out and talking about something, there's a lot of people that are in the back that are like, man, let me hear what they got to say first. I just start driving. I want to make sure I make the most of what I got. So, you know, we got to make sure. TFT said, if I wasn't top dasher in my market, it's near impossible these days to get the schedule. Gee whiz. TFT, bam. If you want to come on up, TNT, and see the garden says I have priority to shopping orders now. Bam, I'm telling you. And it's the same, TFT, same, exactly. That link is there. You guys know, and the expertise from people who absolutely do it is key to these people out there because, you know, like Pedro said last night, he said he has 97% of the people thinking that what we do is not right. So only, he says out of his own mouth, 3% of the people will, it's us. So that's the battle. That's the fight right there. He says that they control 97% of the thinkers out there. You know, he says they control 97% of the thinkers out there, and there's 3% left. And that 3% left is us, and we're not. And here's the whole thing. They get it all the way wrong about how I'm trying to get people to approach the situation. You know, like when you get to a certain level, you are allowed to cherry pick some orders because you've worked yourself up to get there. Now you know, I have, out of 100, you know, I can at least drop to like 89%, and I'm still gonna get orders in consistently how they come. You know what I mean? So that lets you know you're not going to take every order. You're going to make sure the ones that you don't take are the ones that are really, really not worth you doing anything. I'm not telling people, you have to understand the system that they have, and you have to understand how to work with the system to have you getting. It's not about the dollar amount, people. It's about the quality orders. And what I'm saying is this. Let's say, and I'll break down a $3 order. Let's say there's an order that pops up. Someone got some 7-Eleven, some Skittles, and a Slurpee. We hate those orders. Now, let's say there's a same $3 order, right? But let's say they picked up at a place called Capriati's, that really good sandwich shop, and they ordered the whole family special with the sandwiches and all of that, and their total was like $125. But what you're seeing is $3 because of where they live so close. They're going to give you the Capriati order over that little one with the Skittles and the other one, because the quality of the Capriati's customer, they're going to give that to the customer the driver with the best ratings. They know that customer is putting in, so they're going to make sure they're going to balance that out. That $3 order for those Skittles and that, they're going to, after that big one is hit, they're not even going to double me up on that one. They're going to let some other driver go and take that one. You know what I mean? That's the benefit of the whole thing. It's what they're going to be sending you, and the opportunity to, let's say you just feel like waking up to turn on your app. Just having that ability is worth something. What do you think about that, Alaska?
Yeah, I think that. So I've been on both sides of it. So we were Top Dasher, and then currently we are not. So I mean, like, where to start? I mean, such a broad subject with so much subject matter. This is what I ultimately think. When I was a Top Dasher, I could get on anytime I wanted. Okay, so there'd be other people, maps might be gray, whatever. They couldn't get scheduled because it's full. So they're basically sitting on the sidelines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the benefit to being the Top Dasher was we would get priority to see the orders first. We would have first pick to take or reject. Now, this is probably later on in the conversation, but as things tend to sour on it economically, this is kind of like way outside of this. Top Dasher may not be a bad tool to have to fight recession, because you'll be able to get on while everyone else is sidelined. Okay, but that's later on. But here's the thing. So when I had Top Dasher, of course everyone was a Top Dasher from day one, right? It's like 2 weeks, 15 days roughly. So of course we had it, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool, And then when the Top Dash status went away, okay, after that 2-week introductory period, my first reaction was literally, what is this crap? What the hell is this? I'm like, oh hell no, we gotta fix this. So then we had 2 weeks to get the ratings where they needed to be. So then we got Top Dasher back. Let me back up. I was activated August of 2021. So I came in on the very coattails of pandemic. I don't even know if you call that pandemic, honestly, but that's when I entered. So we had it for the first half of August, lost it for the second half of August. I had to schedule. I was seeing a lot more garbage. 1st of September rolls around. We're back in the game. We're back to Top Dasher. I'm like, all right, cool. I can manage this. Then we were offered the large order program. And of course, I accepted. So I stayed busier. I was given more offers more frequently. Now, I still saw a lot of not so desirable offers. I still saw them. My thought was, but I still had the ability to access them first and say yes or no before someone else down the line.
Right.
And I'll keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. That is going to be very valuable as recession really heats up, when Main Street starts to lay off and you have more drivers coming in and you have less people ordering. as a result. That may be the one thing that stands between you and unemployment. So I don't think Top Dasher is all bad. I do think it is market specific, but I can go on and on. So I mean,
Right.
where do you like? Which way do you want to go with this? I mean, I could talk about the winter slowdown, where I wish we had it and I screwed up, but I learned for this upcoming winter. I mean, where do you want to go with it?
Yeah, and see, Flex was so great to have on there last night. I know Pedro tried to bring him on as like a equal counterpart of what they preach, but Flex is it's like he's in a different country. He's in a super metro, like a super metro. You don't need Top Dasher. You can literally let 10, 12 orders go right by before you pick which one you want to do. So like he's in a whole different. So bringing Flex on for Pedro, what Pedro did was, that just opened up that there's markets out there like that, and that's why he said, well, no one can mess with Flex. Yeah, but you have to break down to the people why no one can mess with Flex, because if Flex decided to wake up at 4 a.m., he can start at 4 a.m. and kill. If you know what I mean, he can start at 4, 5, 6 a.m. and by noon he is my goodness, and he can do that if he wanted to. He can do like a challenge to where he says, I'm going to do like one of those more finance or nugs. I'm going to do a 20-hour challenge. If Flex did a 20-hour challenge, people, he would break the bank. He would break the bank. But all money ain't good money. You know what I mean? But he doesn't need Top Dasher at all.
No.
There's markets out there. So that's why the market specific, that was really important to bring up, people. But everyone is not in a major market like that. So people, you have to understand that when you're kicking and scratching and fighting to try to get yours, you have to make sure that you are going to get yours. And the only way to make sure you get yours is if you hear someone else saying, man, I just decline. I'm not, just let them talk. They're letting you know that, man, they're letting all these orders go, and that's letting you know how much more money you have in the pot out there, especially if you do the service part as far as getting the thumbs up from the merchants, and if you get a thumbs up from that customer. Now in the algorithm, that's a positive going into your direction. They'll try to pair you there. Now here's my issue with the Para app, because you know how you can have it so that they don't send you the person anymore and all this other stuff. It could be a bad day or anything else like that, and you'll turn off a whole bunch of money there. They'll give thumbs down to certain merchants because of one bad experience, but really that spot might be a spot where a lot of people are making money at.
I think I'm sorry. I think Para is unethical. The reason why I say unethical now, DoorDash.
Hold on. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Is it just me or is he breaking up?
All right. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. And is it breaking up? Is it okay?
Yeah, you're all right. You're all right.
Okay. So I think Para is a little bit unethical. Personally, I would not. So all these companies have safeguards, right? We have safeguards in our homes. We might have gates. We have garage doors. We lock our front doors. Some of us own guns if somebody gets beyond those safeguards, right? DoorDash has firewalls and safeguards for a company to come in and try to tear that down and steal intellectual property. I don't know if it's illegal, but it's wrong. And if you need Para to operate, you probably have bigger problems anyway. So when I first came in to doing this, I didn't have Para. I didn't know anything about it. I stayed on the sidelines for a very long time with Para. I was like, okay, I'll try it. Wasn't very impressed with it. More than half the time, it's wrong. For me, it's wrong. And then the other issue, then just thinking about the morals and the ethics of it. Do you want someone breaking into your home? Do you want someone getting into your phone and stealing your stuff? The answer is no. And so that's how I view that. I don't like it. If they're able to do that, what else are they breaching? What else are they taking? What else are they compromising? So of course DoorDash's response is going to be to batten down the hatches and tighten their garrison up a little bit more,
Right.
and defend themselves. Now, I think DoorDash hiding tips is wrong, to be clear. But
Hold
yeah, I
on.
mean,
Hold on. Let's push pause on this one really quick. Let's let Lisa says it's wrong for DoorDash not to show the full amount. Is that not wrong? All right. I want to let you know this now, Shirley. This was asked last night, in Pedro's thing. And Sin City Delivery said, I see what the full payout is. He says, I see what the full payout is. So DoorDash, they do absolutely show you what the full payout is. You just have to get right there to do it. That's it. But they're not lying. Like, they give you the opportunity to see it. You have to want to see it though. Like you guys want to go fishing with no fishing pole and just have all the fish just hop in your boat. Like, there's no, like, you can't take the joy out of fishing. You have to know your area. You have to know what fish bite, what time of the, you have to know all of this stuff.
right.
You have to know all of this stuff. And if we just give it to you like that, if they just give it to you like that, what benefit of it is for the company? Because the company will really be losing if you think about it, because they would just be paying a bunch of people who are going to be doing crappy jobs.
I gotta chime in on that. DoorDash doesn't always show you the full payout. I am a top dasher consistently, and there's been many orders I've had where the tip has been hidden. Maybe not completely, but I've had orders that came to me listed at $625, $650, $675, turned into $8, $9, $10 orders upon completion because the tip was hidden. They didn't show it to me when at the initial offer screen. So they do hide tips.
So let me know. So let me know this, TFT, on the DoorDash side. You said they show you most of it. What's the breakdown on not the whole thing and the other part?
Some of the orders that I've had, say out of 10 $6.50 orders that had a hidden tip, because they hid part of the tip. Most of the tip that was hidden could range from as little as literally 25 cents all the way up to $4 or $5 I've seen hidden. I've actually had one order I delivered that I picked up from Applebee's one day. This is probably about a month ago. It came to me listed at $10. When I dropped it off, it turned into $25. Hidden tip. They hid $15 from me. On top of that, the customer also gave me a $10 cash tip. So I was freaking ecstatic about that order. But yeah, that was a while back. They hide all kinds of orders, but because of my customer service and everything I do, just like you, I also net a lot of cash tips from people, including even from the little $2 and $3 orders.
Right. Now you said that order happened a while back. How, as of now, how DoorDash, they try to, all the apps, they have town halls and things to try to fix everything. How often are the hidden tips coming in on you as a top dasher?
About 1 in 4 orders. It usually has a hidden tip from as little as 25 cents all the way up to about $3, $4 that I've seen lately.
I've had a hidden penny.
Oh, a penny can be hidden. Okay.
Swear to God, I've literally had a penny. I have screenshots of it somewhere. It was kind of funny.
Oh wow. Dang, DoorDash.
The smallest tip I had hidden from me was literally 5 cents. But that's the smallest I've ever seen, but that was a long time ago.
Wow.
Now let me ask you this, and I see that John's in here also. Let me ask you guys this: in your own words, I have my own words for it, and this is open to the panel right here, and anybody else out there in the chat who wants to type something in or come on in. What is your definition of a quality order? What is your and you can use any platform. You can use any platform to break down whatever. You know how you're gonna break this down. This is open to everyone. What is your definition of a quality order? Well, actually, let's start this food service wise. What's a quality food order?
I'll just go first. My
Mm-hmm.
idea of it, I don't care if it's just a Snickers bar. I don't care. My thing is what I can only go off what I see on the surface. So like for example, and this happens around here, although rare, but it does happen. $3 for 13 miles. That happened to me last winter. There was like 18 fresh snow. It's 20 below zero. It's dark. I'm not driving, that far for $3. So to me, that's not a good quality order. And actually, in this case, it was a Snickers bar. A Snickers bar to me is not an emergency or exigent circumstances, right? I'm just
Right.
kind of telling a joke there, but the thing is, but in all seriousness, what I look at is my time, so I know my restaurants, I know my pickup times locally, I know to stay away from Wendy's, okay, but I also know locally I can go to this place called Tacos Cancun, and they're generally ready. If they're not ready, they're ready in 5 minutes. If my pay is acceptable with the amount of miles, then I can pick it up. If on the surface it looks good, I'm taking it. If DoorDash hides tips, I just say, let's say I pick something up for $10 and it turns into $15, then I just look at it as a bonus. That's how I
Right.
do it.
Right.
But and as far as my dollars to miles ratio, I'm not dead set on $2 a mile. I'm not dead set on $1.50. I'll just be honest. I just kind of adjusted on the fly. I just know during dinner time on a Saturday, I'm not taking anything for $5, because there's a lot of better stuff floating around out there. But here's another example why what I just said could be flawed, though. That it could be flawed. Perfect example. Yesterday, I accepted I had this weird feeling. That's it. It was just a gut feeling. There's nothing more to it. I accepted this $7 order from Arby's going 3 miles. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So I get there. They couldn't make the shakes. They didn't have the mozzarella sticks. I'm like, oh my God, shit show 2.0. Let's just do it. Hell with it. Let's just see it through. So I call the guy. The guy ended up being really cool. Thank goodness. We ended up trading some stuff out. I got to his house. The $7 in the app turned into $14.50. Then the guy goes and hands me $10, and he says, thank you for the time, your trouble, whatnot. Thanks for communicating with me, because he goes, a lot of people don't communicate. So I've experienced that many examples like that many times, but also many times I've had this same scenario play out, and the customer's angry. They let me have it when I get there, and then the next day the damn 1-star shows up. So it could have easily gone.
Yeah, but when that happens, that comes with territory, though. That's like working retail and not expecting a customer to go off at you while you're working retail. What's gonna happen. And just like me right now, I have in the past week 3 people said the items look damaged or whatever else it is. But some people do that just so that they can get that adjustment, they can get that free meal. But I really don't care about that, because I keep my ratings so high that even when it drops, I'm still in my zone. That's one of the main reasons why I like to keep my ratings where they are, because you don't want the algorithm. The computer is cutthroat. It doesn't have a heart.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a heart. When it wants to boot you off the platform, you can't go cry to the algorithm.
No.
You can't go do that at all. You have to respect that. You have to respect that thing. Now, Lisa says when it's leave at door, there is only so much customer service to give. Now, I do understand that, but you have to understand that at leave at door, there's so many things that people are looking at from their cameras to make sure drivers are not doing. They're making sure you're not walking across their grass, especially if they just freshly seeded and all of this other stuff. You're not stepping on wires or knocking over flags. You're closing the gate behind you. They're looking at those things that leave at doors. And like when I go to a leave at door and their ring camera's there every single time, I say, hey, hello, whatever I'm from, and I let them know that I'm here because they're going to see that. I'm letting them know because they're going to watch that back with that sensor. They're going to go back on their phone and check, okay, oh, it was bam, bam, bam. And that's how you do that there. You're just trying to let them know, came in, dropped it off, and they'll see you come in and you leave. You did not damage their home. You did not do anything else like that. That's all a leave at door is. You just want to make sure that they see you doing your job right, and you just leave it there. Now, some people don't care about that, but there are some people that, will actually check that. So you're just crossing your T's and dotting your I's. Never let your guard down,
Yes,
Lisa,
sir.
I would say.
And very, very many times I've had customers talk to me through the
Oh,
camera
that's
and actually come to the door to give me cash tips because I walked through their property appropriately, did not damage anything, didn't leave the food right in front of the door so they couldn't open it, set it on a table they may have had right next to the door, did everything correctly. 9 times out of 10, the people see that, they appreciate it, they leave you the great ratings. I've actually had customers call DoorDash support to increase my tip because they didn't have cash. And
Woo!
unfortunately with DoorDash, they don't have the ability to go back in the app to do it anymore. They used to long time ago.
One time I was delivering and I couldn't deliver because there was a moose and her calf out in the front yard. And I'm like, I ain't getting out. I'm going to get stomped out by the mom. So I called the customer and they're like, oh yeah, just leave it across the street. Let me call my neighbor. Because all these people up here interconnect, like everyone knows each other, So the neighbor, she's like, oh yeah, the house, like the blue house across the street, whatever. Just give it to them and I'll go get it. And this was actually on an Uber Eats order up in Anchorage. And anyway, she bumped my tip up an extra couple bucks for the trouble. And I'm like, it really wasn't any trouble. It was more of an adventure. It was fun. I got to see a moose and the mama. I got to leave the food somewhere totally different,
Yeah.
Like it was a cool experience. I noticed communication is key. Communication also comes with a fine line because it's like, well, too much is obviously too much and could be damaging, just as damaging as too little.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do notice, even if there's a slight delay or the appearances of an impending delay coming or something, be like, hey, running a couple minutes behind, but we'll have your food there, whatever. Generally, people will thank you, thumbs up, and sometimes I've had, just through that, I've had people hand me an extra couple dollars here and there.
Yeah, and we know. Yeah, we know that it's not something, all right, for a lot of you out there, some of you out there are, your expectations are you have to check yourself like at the door. You're not going to get 100% of every person you're doing this to. That's not the point. You're building a positive aura around you that they're going to be able to feel that too. You have to understand. And then, that fine line that he's talking about between too much or too little, that's where this is a job where you're supposed to be able to have some type of skill of understanding how to approach each person. Some you don't approach because like I can see that this is not but you have to know how to take each individual as different as they come. You cannot group everyone into how you do everything for every single person. Now you can have certain steps or procedures on how you get out your car and everything else like that. But as far as the interaction with the said person, that's different every single house we go to. Unless you're going to a regular that you end up having a good relationship, you always meet you outside, you talk for a little bit. if it's something like that, that's different. But for the most part, people, you have to understand how to read people. Now, a lot of people don't know how to do this because when it comes to social settings, they're not people that actually mingle. You know how we call this working the room. There's certain skills that you have to have when you work the room. There's a lot of people that stand back. When you know how to work the room, you're gonna make sure you're gonna hit all of those, those corners and everything. If you just stand there, you're gonna miss a whole lot. You gotta go with the flow, is what I'm trying to say.
So like the skill you talk about, like working the room, right? So my background is in comms, and so this is the only reason I'm mentioning it because it kind of ties with what you're saying. And let me tell you something. It was a heck of a learning curve to go from corrections to then doing like customer service. Service I used to do in a state-hosted bed and breakfast is substantially different, right? But like you said, like reading the room, feeling out the room. I would do what I called the barometer check. I'd get to work every day, and my barometer was, hey, how's it going? I would go walk around the tier, top level, bottom level, do a little knock and talk on a couple cells, be like, hey, yo, what up? How's it going today? I'm not really asking to really know how it's going. I'm trying to gauge the responses. I'm trying to do a temperature check of the tier. I want to know why yesterday was everybody commingling on the yard. Why is everyone playing basketball together? But today we're racially segregated. There's some weirdness. Only the heavies are talking. There's some weird shit going on. But it's the same thing, like with what you said, being able to read the room, know not to wear out your welcome, know how much to give, how little to give, and just know when you're done, get out,
Mm-hmm.
Fine lines.
Yep. Now, DoorDash Rick says Richard was on point last night on Pedro's show, but I think probably only 25% of the subscribers were really getting the message, and the ones that get will see the instant change in earnings. Yeah, and that's all it is. That's all it is just getting more drivers out there to have the opportunity to do their thing. Now I know that you guys have hit Top Dasher, DoorDash Revolution. We got some questions here that we want to, that we want people. You gotta figure out what type of driver you are in this situation here. I'm gonna go over to and how you doing there, Ghost? I'm gonna go over to the DoorDash Revolution right here because you got to know exactly what you're doing. We got these set of quick questions, and I'm gonna start off with. You want me to start off with the first one here, Rev? The Dasher.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, ahead. Now you want this question for the people out there watching and listening, or you want this for you to break down for them?
Yes. I want this question for not only for the viewers to watch and everything, also for content creators, drivers, customers, and operating merchants. You can go ahead and shoot at the hip at the first one.
Okay, so we got a set of questions here. The first question here for you guys out there who have been doing your thing is, have you ever hit Top Dasher? Now, we've had stories up here from all the gentlemen here have been or are top drivers, and they know how to achieve that thing. So you got to ask yourself this thing here: have you ever hit Top Dasher? Go ahead and let us know something there, Rev.
Yes, I was on the Top Dasher program for at least 3 months. I was in the market of Olive Branch. It was good. The honeymoon phase was good and everything. And then in our market, we had a lot of drivers. They look at Gig Coach Jake's, and at the time, no tip, no trip campaign was going on. The Decline Now was actually going on. And as a Top Dasher, it looked like it took away the priority and the benefits for us because they found a loophole on how to get orders. And when we used to go to Charlie's and Chili's, That was during the pandemic. Things was just beginning to open up. All right. When you went to Old Charlie's, you was also going to Chili's. If you was at Chili's, you was going to Old Charlie's. So Olive Branch, the word got out that Olive Branch was a gold mine. We had people all the way from Jackson, Mississippi. We had people from Arkansas. We had people even coming from Chattanooga, coming right there in Olive Branch. You would have approximately 100 drivers, okay, that was coming into that market, had oversaturated that market. You had about 98% were cherry pickers. You had 90% top dashers in the area, which made it very, very, very competitive. This was the reason I decided not to be a top dasher anymore, was because, let me give you an example. If you go into Old Charlie's and you got 100, I'm not even gonna say 100. If you got 10 dashers there and you only got 20 orders coming in off of the release of the batches, okay, 5 of them, what you call, were higher payout orders. The other 15 wasn't. Maybe mediocre or low ball offers. Now, everybody pitching this order. Now, if you were to just dash now and came on the platform and you wasn't out there just before the breakfast rush or just before the lunch rush or just before the dinner rush, you had everything coming from the bottom of the barrel, which I used to call garbage. It was just garbage. It was trash. Not because DoorDash was giving me these orders. What I'm getting ready to say to you going to make you think and say, man, I didn't look at it like that. It was your fellow drivers giving you these orders. Okay. So I seen that I couldn't combat with that. So that's when I started multi-app. I was doing Uber Eats last June. I was doing Grubhub before Uber Eats deactivated me because they had bought out Postmates and they sent me a deactivation thing saying, look, you got too many accounts up under this phone number. So that's what got me deactivated once I knew exactly where to go get the Uber Eats orders at. So yes, that's the reason why I changed my strategy from being a top dasher. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're all the way good, Rev. You were all the way
Loud and
good.
clear, bud.
Oh, okay, I think I'm almost answering the second question you get ready to bring up. Before I say any more, go ahead and ask that second question as well.
All right, so are you, and this is for everyone out there, you got to understand, so these are questions you got, you should be answering these things inside your head. You're going to try to figure out what type of driver you are. You know, you got to know what you are when you're doing your thing. Okay, so are you a cherry picker? Okay, are you a cherry picker? Go ahead, DoorDash.
Yes, I am. And for that very reason, it was oversaturation of cherry pickers, oversaturation of top dashers. When I cherry pick my orders, earlier you was asking about the quality of the order. I don't always look at is I'm going to get a tip out of it or not after I learned better through this experience that I was going through, because I was struggling. I'm trying to find answers. Okay, why is it that all of a sudden my money went down in DoorDash? I was making $700 to $800 a week at first in Olive Branch to where it went down to $50 a day. I had to turn around and said, look, I'm going to have to start cherry picking my orders. You know, at the time, Grubhub was paying real good. You know, Grubhub orders was in trash orders or garbage orders for Grubhub was $9 to $15. I was glad to jump and get them orders. I was like, man, I'm getting these orders. Everybody was telling me, man, don't you know them trash orders? I said, wait a minute, let me tell you something. Don't you know the type of payouts that DoorDash give is $3, $3.75. Yeah, I'm gonna snatch these orders. So it was more profitable on another platform, what they call low ball offers. I was snatching all of them, you know, 9, 11, 15, 13. 9. Then the next thing you know, I was getting them $29 orders, $49 orders, $39 orders, 10 miles, 15 miles. I was like, wow. So I started making that same amount of money in less time. Now, this is the question everybody need to ask themselves once they get started, because you got to learn your market. You got to learn your zones. You got to learn the activity that's going on in them zones. You got to understand how many dashers is saturating that market. We talk about oversaturation of too many people out there. We're not looking at the oversaturation of cherry pickers. Ghost, he can also tell you the same thing and even add more to it. And the oversaturation of top dashers. You see what I'm saying? So what was happening was you had a surplus of people pitching orders out there from one another. Now, I heard Flex say yesterday on the live that he saw a $6.75 order and he pitched it because he didn't thought it was worth his time. Then Para showed him it was a higher amount. Now, the way I look at my orders and I grab my orders, and I'm not going to give too much sauce on it, but I'm going to give just enough for drivers to understand. You need to know what you're looking at when you evaluating your orders. You see what I'm saying? As being a cherry picker, you just choosing better opportunities for yourself. But then you got people that abuse that opportunity to start dirty multi-app. Okay, I'm gonna cherry pick, but I'm gonna have a DoorDash account on this phone, a DoorDash account on this phone, a DoorDash account on that phone, in different names, but the same person. Now, when you got 20 people coming in using 3 phones, you're looking at 60 people in that zone or at that market. What does it do? It kills that hotspot. Plus, these drivers holding orders. This is what you got to understand. They're holding the orders so you can't get them. And when you do get them, you're getting all of what's left at the bottom. The first 10 minutes of that cycle for a hot spot, the first 3 minutes is real crucial. Your best orders are right there when it's counting down from 10 minutes to 7 minutes. Your very best orders. People on Reddit was talking about, I got a $3.50 order and I got paid $100. They didn't tell you that they was on the pizza program. They didn't tell you they was on a large order program. They didn't tell you they was on the drive program, because that's where that money's at. Those programs was designed not to show you the full payout, but experienced drivers know how to pick them. I hear you, brother. I got mines back there too. It shows how it shows the experienced drivers how to do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, now check this out. Now, what you just touched on last night, what they said was, and this is what happens to me when I'm driving out at late night here, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. People, I will not accept the order. Just let it skip on by on Uber Eats, and it'll come right back to me just like that, and it's gonna want to pay me more for it. Now, it did not go to any other driver. When my wife is out there with me, it'll go to her phone and then ping right back to mine because she's 100% and at 96%. Now, the DoorDash Revolution, he has a team member here. Now, you guys saw that last night. The TMB team, Sin City Deliveries, is right here. And they have a team, and they broke this down. He said it's an algorithm, and we are the data points of it. Man, Sin City, hit that link. Hit that link. Let me get that link for you. You are the man that I need to have up here.
Algorithm.
Much love and respect, man. Much love and respect. If you can hit that link. Now check this out. Wait. Now check this out. The DoorDash Revolution, he has a team to where they have in their area, they have been breaking down the data and doing the case study there too. Ghost 77 here is someone that is on his team. He is someone that does the data and the work with him also. So what they touched on last night, I'm gonna let these guys go ahead and break some of that down there. But right before I get you in on that last, let me get to Ghost here. Ghost. Now you guys are a team. They gave us a little breakdown on how they did their thing. Now you guys are in Mississippi. You guys got a little bit of Tennessee right there. Let the people here know what type of data you guys did and what type of case study you guys put together to know how to send them to each other and all that other stuff.
Let Rev talk on that one. I'm looking at an order right now. Just 1 second.
All right. Start it off, Rev.
Well, first and foremost, we looked at the problems we was having. We was trying to find out why and how to get better payouts, how to choose the right lowball offers as well that'll put you in vicinity to get these better payouts. So what we did was we would communicate, over the phone. Would discuss different zones, when the best time orders was going down. You know what I'm saying? I can use the weekend for an example because a lot of people may think about it, they may not think about it. There's a lot of pool parties going on, which is pool parties, birthday parties, stuff like that, for an example. Now, the technique to finding out how to get them orders is you got to know what restaurants to go to for large orders. Basically, you create your own hotspot, on how to find them. And we will go out there and we will test the market. Okay, how is it in Olive Branch if you're in Olive Branch? How is it if you in, Mississippi, which is Olive Branch? How is it in Memphis, Tennessee? Sometimes if I'm getting ready to get off, I'm into my dash, I can see a little bit more than the active drivers that's out there. And I will be like, it's blowing up in that area where you are. I can't get over there in that area. If you can get close to the vicinity of that area, you should get better offers or more opportunities. Go ahead, Ghost.
One thing that I've done, especially collaborated with Revolution on this, is we'll be on the phone and I'll ask them, hey, what does your ticker say? How many minutes you got left in these hot spots? Well, everybody, if you talk to somebody, their time is going to be different on those hotspot zones. If he signed on 5 minutes later, his is going to show 10 minutes. Mine's going to show 5 minutes. Nobody's that I have talked to, and please prove me wrong if it's not right, but I can say, okay, this zone I got 1 minute left on this zone, and I don't see any activity going on. I've walked into the restaurant, looked over there. The cooks ain't really doing anything. So I know there's not going to be any orders coming within the next 15, 20 minutes. So why sit here? So then I'll collaborate with somebody else, be like, hey, what are you seeing on your map? Where's your hot spots? Oh, well, I'm in this area, but that area just hit 10 minutes. Are you close to it? That's a way that we collaborate to find out where these orders are going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to stack up with it, and I'll say this. You don't want to stack up where there's a lot of dashers, and be aware of your surroundings. Know what these dashers drive. Don't just be, if there's no orders coming in, don't be on your phone, be on your phone and whatnot, but have an observation around you. Park where you can see the front door of that restaurant. So if an order slipped by you, okay, he got a big order coming out of this restaurant. Why did I not get that order? Is he a top dasher? Or was his ratings better? You don't know. But observation is key. Observation's key. If I'm out there in the woods and I want to kill me a deer, Observation is key.
Right. Right. Now check this out. Has there ever been a time, and I know that I have done this with me and my wife. I accepted the order, and I was like, I don't want to drive right now. And I just took it, and I rarely do that, but I took it. So I had my wife turn on her phone and sign on, and when I released it, it went to her. And then so she took the order, and then I went home, but then she took the order and kept going. You guys do anything like that out there as far as letting it slide to anyone in your camp?
I've done that a few times.
Well, the thing
My
that
dad is out here dashing, and I've got a decent amount of orders for the day, and he hasn't made any money, and I know that there's not a lot of dashers around. I'll slide it over to my dad.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
done
yeah.
it a few times for the dashing community I got out here. So have they for me.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. See, people now you can only do that if these people are qualified enough to have it done. You know what I mean? There are perks. There are different things that can happen. Sometimes you can accept the order on accident, and you're like, man, I just really can't do this. And people, this is why your completion rate counts. Like, this is when you can cancel out an order. If you can cancel it out if you have a backup plan. Like people say, if you move out, you got to have a roommate to fill it in. To make sure it's still going, you got to have a backup plan. So there are times when you can do all of this. Now, Lisa says, if I don't accept everything, she says her acceptance rate on Grubhub is usually in the 80s. Now, look, the 80s is not bad. The 80s is not bad. I'm just telling you guys, 90s are better. It's just like when I say you apply for the city job, they start with the highest score. What's up, my main man? They start with the highest score, and then that's how they trickle it down to who's going to get the job for the city. People have to understand that, especially when you are telling people you are your own boss. I'm an independent contractor. They have to understand there has to be ratings involved with everything. Everything we do, there's numbers and data, there's stats to put. It doesn't matter what job you have. They have who's ranked the highest. They have the charts up for you to look up on the board. It doesn't matter what job you do. There are numbers. And if we're in a position to where we are doing business, the companies want the best person representing, not only as far as the contract that we have because that's our client, but they want to have someone that can go out there, the customer service, right? It's going to be better business to have that person keep using the app to have someone get a bad experience and then turn their back on the app. So when you are definitely around people that don't have the ratings like you, you're going to see it, man. And you know what? Ghost. I want to bring this up now. You said that you would give Flex a run for his money. Now I've been hearing the stories of Ghost. Break this down. Let the people know how you are so successful where you are.
I look at my orders. I know what areas to go into. I know when restaurants are going to be dropping. And I don't just sit there and wait for the 10, 11, 12, $13 orders come through. I look at sorry about my car's beeping. I'm headed to a restaurant.
You're all right.
I look at, and I don't want to give that a lot of information out there, but, you got to know what kind of market you're in and what area to go to. You got to look at the per capita of income of that area. And it goes back to what DoorDash Revolution says in zip codes. Know your zip codes. Know your rich neighborhoods. Know your poor neighborhoods. But always don't discredit out the bad areas because your hidden gem, your unicorn might be in that bad area. You don't know. I did one the other day. I picked up, and it was a $6 order, and it was over $75 worth of food. I got there, and I got a $20 cash tip on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
it's just knowing. I guess my success is I'll do a lot of watching before I start making moves. And, you know, like this order I'm picking up right now, I don't know what it's going to pay out. It came in $8.85 for 3.2 miles, but it's at a higher end restaurant, and you know it might be in the upwards of 15, 16. I've only done
885.
Yeah, $8.85.
It's going to stay exactly that. I guarantee 100%. If not, I'll pay you $16.
Okay. I can get the proof, but I'm getting ready to go in here, grab this order. But you know, like today, I've only done 6 orders today, and I'm sitting right at $84.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'll be right back, guys.
I've
Go ahead.
so
Go
another
ahead.
I'm gonna add a little bit of something to what he's saying. I'm gonna let everybody know that I had subscribed to the engineering blog post website, and we did a case study on what the deep red dispatch system do. Let me pull it up right quick. It talks about the next generation of optimization deep red dispatch system. Now, always cherry pick, he challenged me and said that drivers have clout. There's certain rules for certain dashers. I have a video that talks about that. And I explained after I did my case studies, when I was looking at what the engineers was telling us what the deep red dispatch system does. It chooses the closest and it chooses the best dashers. That don't necessarily mean just top dashers, because we had our markets oversaturated with a whole lot of top dashers, but they was not on the large order program. They was not on the drive program. They was not on the PISA program. And I asked them why not? Because these are the incentives of preferential status that you guys are supposed to have. You see what I'm saying? I done snatched so many of these orders because of my customer rating, because of my completion rating, because of my on time rating. You see, so when you look up the next generation of optimization, you're going to see Kim Tech randomness video on there. You're going to see 2 of mine on there as well. So when you know how to work with the algorithm, you got to learn how to work with the algorithm that's given to you. You see, I might take a offer that is $6.75. Let me see, can I put a look in? $6.75. It may be 10 miles out, 5 items. Okay, depending on that restaurant. And you got to know your restaurant, you got to know your market. Oh, it's happening in our area. I can show receipts of it. Now, this how come I don't have to use power like I used to, because we know where the higher end restaurants at, and we know the menu that's on that list. When you look at that floating widget, it's going to give you that information. It's going to give you that information on that item count. You're going to automatically know, but I automatically know by that restaurant because how many times I done went there. We have repeated clients because of our good customer service, which means they give us better customer ratings and they also give us better feedback. Now, DoorDash looks at that, and we get sent back if them customers order during the time we out. I done had several repeated clientele. You see, it's how you treat the customer. It's how you follow the instructions. All of that comes into play. All of it do. A lot of drivers, just like Flex said yesterday, he would have missed that offer if it hadn't been for power. But you got to be able to know how to look at these orders, know how to read these orders, know how to comprehend these orders, know how to understand what restaurant you're getting these orders from, knowing your customers who do tip. If those that complain about no tip, no trip, why don't you go into another zone where they are tipping? Then you got to ask yourself this question: why customers stop tipping too? Because we've been having sloppy dashers, sloppy delivery drivers, giving sloppy service. Just like when I did a deliver that order today in South Haven at Saucerita. The manager told me her whole story of how these drivers was coming in there in a hurry because they were stacking orders trying to get that $50 an hour, $75 an hour, trying to get that $100 an hour. You can't be in 4 places at the same time. I don't care if you dropping it off that doorstep to that doorstep to that doorstep to that doorstep. You're dealing with businesses, which are high clientele. You got to have your appearance. You got to have your attitude. You got to use business etiquette. All of this comes in play in getting these orders. Then you going in there, you costing them money when you get the delivery and you didn't get all the food left behind. One of these guys was on my team, was drinking. He got caught drinking on the job, so to speak. He went in there, he cut up with the lady and all of that, got deactivated. 10 of them guys got deactivated on that platform because they did not use customer service. We got to understand ratings are important. When you're in a tight market, like our market has been, where sometimes time slots is 30 minutes, all you get is 30 minutes or an hour, and then you got to hop back on an hour or two later. You know, you got to start adjusting with the paradigm. You got to be able to change your mindset on how you want to make your money. You got to make the right decisions to make better opportunities to get these earnings. You got to study. You got to understand how the algorithm is working. You got to understand there's certain hours when there are low ball offers. A lot of these content creators, when they show these low ball offers, usually be when it's down to the slowdown period. You're going to get all them low ball offers then during the slowdown period. Now in the peak, you're going to have a mix of more larger orders. But if you're not on the large order program, you're not going to get these orders. Point blank. You're not going to get them.
Right.
And then when you work the pizza program, you got to know how to work it by the hour. And that's all I got to say on that.
All right, now Lisa says so many people have good customer service ratings, but low acceptance rate. Now you got to understand, to have an acceptance rate, to have a completion rate, you got to have an acceptance rate. People, you should be able to show your ratings and do all that other stuff. I'm going to give the floor right here to Sin City right here. I was so thoroughly impressed on what I witnessed last night. They have been bashing me for 6 months. Okay, they have been bashing me for 6 months, and I've been coming out here. I see you good. You're all good. I've been coming out here.
It went all out of focus. There it goes. Now it's back.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Right? It was all fuzz.
Yeah, they've been bashing, and I thought myself that I was a solo fight. And then, I met DoorDash Revolution. I met a few more people, but I've been out here as like the people's champ, stampeding them, calling me losers and liar and miserable person, other stuff.
I'm a liar. I'm a scam right now. I'm scamming people.
Yeah, man, and that's why I was loving it, because like what I believe, you said everything that I have said. That was joy for me. I was like, you were kicking them in the face, back slapping them. You gave them wedgies. You gave everything you could give. And I was like, I was so impressed. You had a team with you that, ooh, man. And as of right now, they know.
I brought data because I know, I came from general management. So I dealt with data and data points. And that's what you have to represent when you're proving something. You can't just say, oh, we'll do better, or I didn't do it because I was lazy. The numbers show it, right? So for me, I built a team behind it. We figured the data points out, and we know it's successful because we trial and error it. Well, if it works with my account, let's see if it works with your account. Then go get another account. So I've got another DoorDash account right here. I've got 2 of them that we play with just for data. I don't even use this account. Literally, it's got like 17 deliveries on it because I don't need to use it, but I do use it for data to see where deliveries are coming, what shit's happening, and then dashing with friends. If you dash with people in the same zone, That's how you get the most amount of data, you know, by being able to share information. You say you dash with your wife. I'm new here, so I'm not too familiar with everybody's, you know, situation and whatnot. You know, I'm just meeting everybody. So, but I think I overheard that with you. And that's how I believe you were able to start probably figuring out, you know, this point and going, holy shit, they connected. And then let's try it again and see if it works. Let's take that.
Well, no, check this out. I've been driving since 2015. Okay. So I've been speaking this and doing this since 2015. Now, what made me start doing videos, I saw the whole no tip, no trip thing, and I said, I cannot let people listen to this garbage.
Yeah, I thought it was trash too, the decline.
Yeah,
now.
I instantly came in with this information, and I came in like a dude with a sword going in like it was like a Kill Bill scene. I came in trying to just like let people know, and then bam. But yeah, like, and boy, yeah, trial and error. You know, like in order for me to understand that, because I came from a super metro city, like where Flex is. You know, Long Beach, California, and Orange County, California. You have to turn your app off. It gets so busy. Like your phone will die because you know it's just
nonstop,
nonstop. So you know, there you don't need to be taught because so many things happen. But once I moved out here to like damn near the desert, definitely no brainer. Definitely no brainer, because when I first got out here, the orders were like every order was like 8 miles away from the place. So, you know, when I was like, oh no, I got to make sure I get all these orders just to make sure. So I just never looked back. Start taking all the orders. And then me being a sales director and running my own big business, I understand the full aspect of you know, consultative sales, consultative customer service. I understand the whole breakdown of that. So, and I understand the personality sector when, you know, you're dealing with each individual. So it's a no-brainer for me to, once I'm accepting and doing my thing, and then, you know, the payouts. I remember when I first started, people were saying, you do Postmates? I don't like the way they pay. They can give you tips later. They were like, I don't make any money. And I was explaining to them my whole philosophy that I have on Postmates. Every order that you would get back then was like a $4 order, right? So me and my brother said, let's do 20 orders a day. Okay, we'll get $80. From those 20 orders, at least 65 to 75% of those people will tip. We'll see what we get each day. Each day as it rolled by, and how Postmates work, you would get paid like the Monday. You have to wait all the way till the next like week to get paid for that day. But once the cycle went, you were seeing 170s, 200, 150, all because all the next days, all those tips are rolling in every next day. And people were like, how are you making this much money? And I was saying that it's the service.
I did 20 deliveries. That's what it's just maximizing by doing the most. That's why I think there's a fallacy when people say, oh, I'm multi-app and I got 9 apps, so I have the most amount of chance. And what's the guy in the middle? I can't see names right now, but he said that, you know, it's like you can't be in 4 places at once, DoorDash Revolution. So, you know, you can't be in 4 places at one time, even if the house is right there, and there. Whichever one you choose first is the one that you gave your customer service to. The other 3, you fucked, because they're waiting on you at this point, and you're not providing a service to that person at that point. You're literally choosing to screw them over and make them wait. And in any business to make money, it's customer service instantly. It's me and you, and we deal with this transaction until it's finished. And when it's done, we both agree and we both walk away happy. You can't. I don't like the whole, I'm going to grab an order from Instacart, then I'm going to go grab DoorDash in between while the Instacart guy waits for me. Like, that's fucked up. That person paid for a service, you know, and you're going to abuse that person's time because you want to make $15 in an hour because your market sucks. It's not that your market sucks. You suck at dashing. It's really the honest opinion. You know, you need to learn where your orders need to be, how order volume works, where your big areas are that have better houses versus, you know, areas that have shit houses. You know, if you're going to go deliver in the ghetto, expect ghetto fucking tips. Expect people to rate you 1 star. You know, expect bullshit to come from that kind of area. So, you know, if you can't learn that kind of stuff, then you shouldn't be dashing and without, you know, kind of having a better concept of where you're dashing at, you know, if you're going to complain about it, you know.
Right. And
so
then
a big thing. Oh, go ahead.
Check this out. Just to go off of that, you know, how I call that dirty apping. You know, Bud Soda last night when you were on there, that like I cringed so much
too.
when he was
Me too.
saying,
And that's why
you
I brought
know,
up
like,
ratings. I said, I bet your customer ratings hurt from that. What are they?
yeah, that Walmart Spark, and then I multi-app on top of having a Walmart Spark. I almost fell on the floor when I was watching that. But see, this is what they say is we are independent contractors. We are our own boss. We can do whatever we want. That's what they think. What do you think about that mindset right there? That's what they think an independent contractor is allowed to do.
No, see, this is where I come back to customer service. That's the answer. Is you're providing a service for the person that ordered, and to cheat them of that service because you want to be greedy, or it's greed, but it's kind of not, because this person thinks they're going to make more money. And in the long run, they don't. They make the same amount of money as I'll make. The only difference is every single one of my customer transactions were 100% true and honest. 3 or 4 or 6 or 9 or 15 or 25 of theirs that they did were fucked up, and the person complained, or some issue happened, or they create a controversy around themselves for unneeded, it's unneeded. You don't even need to do it. You could really hunker down in one job, take one app seriously, and be at the top of that app. People say they do it with Uber. I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure the Diamond, I was listening to you, on your last one, saying that with the Uber, that you guys can turn your stuff off and your wife, and you can just trade offers back and forth because you guys are the best online. Even if you get the offer, say, you know what, I don't really want to do it right now, so I'll sign out. You know what, let me sign back in. Boom, right back to your phone, because it's waiting for the best opportunity, and it'll literally hold that order in a queue until the best.
Good afternoon.
Brings me this right here. This is exactly what we're talking about. I wanted to show everybody this. This is the basicness of what order volume looks like. Are you able to make me just one big screen, or like
Yeah, let me see solo layout. Hold on, let me do this. Let's see.
You saved yourself $16.
It was exactly the same. I know it didn't change.
Hold on, I'm gonna lower you down. I'm gonna lower you down. I'm gonna lower you down. I'm gonna lower. Oh, remove. Hold on. Let me. You got.
Uh-oh. I don't hear nothing. I think I'm gonna have to go back to the live. I can't hear you guys at all, but I'll just break it down. So we'll just go through this right quick, right? So what we believe is order volume is the bottom shit down here in the red is where all of the bottom dashers, the beginner dashers are. And when a customer places a subtotal of say $0 to $29, it falls into this category of tier 1 and even tier 2. You can see if you were say 0% to 69%, you wouldn't be a top dasher, right? So you'd fall in between all of this bullshit of orders. And this is the majority of orders that they see during the day is subtotals between, $0 to $29, one person eating or two people eating. The value isn't very high. So the tip sits between $4 to $5 to $6 to $7. If you get lucky, you might get a $10 tip. So that's why I believe top dasher, once you get above 80% here, that you get these volume of orders, but you can see it's a lot less amount of orders that you're going to receive over all the junk orders that are down here, right? So once you get top dasher, then you can see the $30 to $75 subtotals, which are great to have because you're going to have a higher volume tip on it, right? But you can still obviously get a shitty tip because somebody could order $80 worth of Wingstop and not tip, and you're still going to see it in this tier 2 because it follows the $30 to say $75 rule. But they didn't tip, so we're going to decline it, and it's just going to fall down this list and make it all the way back down to the bottom of tier 1. And then a non-top dasher thinks that he got a banger because it says 825, even though it sat in a queue for literally like 30 minutes jumping down the list as everybody declined it. They thought that they, owned DoorDash for that moment, and they sat there and they cherry picked the best offer. And they were literally the last result, the last dasher not doing anything, so that the algorithm had to default to the last person actually sitting there doing nothing and gave him finally an offer. And that's where it brings it to the best thing, which is catering. If you get catering, you get $76 past $100. Now everybody can apply for catering, which you see 0 to 69, 20%, 80% to 100 could still be in that column. And people say, well, I'm not a top dasher, I still get a catering order. The reason being is because if one of us are not online, it's going to go to you guys as a as a non-top dasher with percentages, because it still has to fill the order. They're not just going to not let it go. But this is where they hold orders also for us, where a top dasher can sign in and off, and toss this order back and forth to each other. Or if you're friends in a zone, you can toss those orders to each other also. So we believe this is the order total list from 0 to 29, 30 to 75 if you want to be a top dasher. And if you want to be the golden boy and be the best of dashing, then it's getting catering and being on top of your zone. We like to call it a zone manager. And then you get to control every single order that comes through this pyramid every day, because the orders are like Plinko. You want to be able to start at the top and have the best stats so you can get each order every single day as the best. I guess that's the quickest I can say it. You guys can come back in.
Buddy, that was I couldn't have said it better. I mean, you said it, and dang, I mean, shoot, that's exactly what it is. And a lot of people out there, they're lazy.
We got to clip that. If anybody can clip that segment, put it up as a short or something, that would help everybody to just see that little piece of information right there.
Yeah, and it's laziness. It's laziness. You got to do your own. You got to do data. You have to. We go through school, right? And we go through learning how to do a book report. How to write a paper, how to do this experiment, how to present.
That's what this is. There's beginner dashers, and those are just like average students that just show up to school because they have to. Then there's your class of people that like get together and do groups, and they're pretty good, but they get like B's and C's, but they get by. And then there's the people that are A students and B students. You're like, you guys are fucking nerds. You guys always get it, and you're still friends with them. They're cool. And then you have the valedictorians, and you're like, you guys are little prissy boy. You fucking football. You tough guy. You're so cool, right? You got the cutest girl at school, right? That's these girls and boys sitting in this column. And it's funny because top dasher is the A and B students, is what I like to call it. People that understood it a little bit more, and they're going to use the program for their advantage. And then this part right here is what we're talking about, algorithm. We are the extracurricular students at this point who are really being like, hey guys, there's some shit going on here, and we see it. And if you guys don't see it, let us tell you real quick. And then you're gonna say, oh, you're lying. It's bullshit. It's random. It's like the multi-billion-dollar company is not gonna put millions of dollars into a program to lie to you. That's bullshit. If you believe that, then it's time for you to, they like to be told what to do. Those people like to complain every single day. They wake up and complain to people. Their friends complain to them. They build channels about complaining to people. And then they also complain about everything that happens on the app at the same time. You wonder why. Oh
my goodness. Now, how did you, all right. I have been in the gauntlet. They came at me. You had a team. So, you like, that was cool to watch. It was me by myself. It been me by myself for 6 months, like for the most part. How did that feel when, he's trying to ask you these things and you're coming firing it back? And the reply, when you heard the things coming back out from the mouth, how was that? Like, were you like, are you serious? Like, are you still gonna? Because he was really trying. Like, he was more respectful with you. They were way more respectful with you than how they deal with me. Okay, yeah. Way more respectful. He was. Well, I kind of. How'd you feel? How'd you feel? Going through that.
Well, I'm confident about it because I know it's worked. And the reason being that I'm so confident is because people in Las Vegas were the people that I helped first. And I said, hey guys, come to me, and that was the first group that I kind of touched of people. And then once we got a group of 3 or 4 people and it worked and we all got into the catering, and all of those people that we said, hey, your money's going to go from here to here real quick. And you're going to get, instead of taking a $7.50 order, you're going to go to $25 orders, $50 orders or more. And then we got them in the program, and then it started. That's when it was like, wow, this information is what's going to really catapult anybody else that wants to trial this. So that's when I made the Discord, and I was like, let me try it with some other people real quick. I'll bring them in. The first people that are going to find out, I'll tell them, I'll like open book, give them all the sauce for free. Right. And once it worked in a different market, it proved our point that it's not market specific. And I was like, well, it's an algorithm. There's no way it's just markets. What I'm the lucky one that I live in Las Vegas, and I live in the Northwest zone, and it's only my market where this theory just happened to happen. Bullshit. Right. So that's where I knew, okay, it happened in a different market on the other side of Las Vegas, and it's working there for them. Awesome. Get somebody that's out in like Virginia and it works for him out there. Get somebody in Texas and it works for them out there. Get somebody in Idaho and it gets out there. Done. I don't need any more people to tell
You
me.
don't need any more.
I don't need one more, because every single one of those people, it worked exactly as we coached it to happen. Not say it's exactly what we said. I mean, it is, but you know, they moved from the small tips to seeing single digit tips always coming to their phone to these double digits now, double digits. And it's like, I've never seen a 1225 at 8.4 miles. I'm like, dude, 1225 at 8.4 miles is 100% hitting. Go take your $32 order right now when you drop that off. It's going up, you know.
It's going up.
And not only that, I tell them, you're going to go to stores that you've never been to before, that you didn't even know had DoorDash. Because that store is so expensive. It's always had orders coming out higher than the $30 subtotal. So all of these people, all of these bullshit people sitting in it never actually got to see the order, because it goes to us first and this total, and we gobble that order up and fucking take it from a sushi house or steak house or whatever it's going to be. We love those places. And now people are like, oh, I've seen a steakhouse order before. I've gone to there before. Yeah, because when they ordered $75, the asshole decided to tip $2 and it said $4.50 when I saw it. I'm not taking $4.50. Fuck you. It's dinner. It's $6.30. And then it moved down to right here, and somebody that has a 54% acceptance rate saw it, and they were like, no, man, I went to a steakhouse and picked $96 worth of food. Yeah, you did, but you got $4.50 when you dropped it. Just like Ghost said, I'm going to get more than $8.80 on the 85. And I said, no, you're not. 85 automatically told me you're not getting any more money. It's got to be a 50 or a 0. Even a 25 is sketchy, and 75 sketchy. Usually I wouldn't go unless you're going past $7 to be a 25 or a 75. A 675 is super sketchy. That means somebody was an idiot and didn't understand it was a hidden tip. They declined it and it added 25 cents, or it declined through 3 people thinking that 650 was trash. And then it goes to you as a top dash or not a top dasher, just, you know, maybe so.
Yeah.
You look at it and you're like, why did they decline that order? That's kind of weird. And you take it and it's $7.50. It only hit in 75 cents or something, but it still was a hidden tip. And that's the fact is, or the big reason of us is to find hidden tips every single time with like 90% actually. I don't need pairing. The godsend about pair is that it worked for 2 or 3 months super strong, which gave us data of, damn, when we took that, I remember it was this miles at this, and then that's when I got paid. And we started memorizing all of those. So I have all of the miles like memorized of exactly what it should be for hidden tip, like within 90 to 95% accuracy.
Nice. That's all you need. Educated. That's all you need.
Then I build my Discord and I build a channel for people to pay for this information, because, you know, this is gold. This changes people's income.
Yes.
And I'm not just going to give the sauce for free. I'll give a little bit of information. I'm giving secrets. Like, this is a massive secret right here. Like, just to have this. So whoever's going to watch this video, you guys are getting gold right here. If you actually stick to it, you have this is the opportunity people are missing. It's right here. You know, it's literally it's a pyramid. What do we see in fucking Egypt? It's the biggest, largest thing. It's a 7 wonder. They built the 7 wonder right here for us with DoorDash to fucking just get all of the best money that's going through the day each day. It's literally a pyramid. The best orders, it's cycles. It's cyclical every day. And the weekends are the best for us because we get to catch all of this. And then people will say, well, I get good orders on the weekend. The reason why you do is because this is overflowing on the weekend and there's not enough of us.
Right.
Because everybody is negative and you've got all these shitty dashers out there. And of course, at some point, I guarantee in even like Pedro's market, there's probably no top dashers. So obviously, if there's no top dashers, then all the orders really do start here by default. But only
by default
needs to start, and he'll start fucking getting all. But he'll be like, "What the fuck is happening to my phone? Why am I? What the? I'm getting all this crazy good shit." That's what would happen, you know.
Right.
So it's cool to see one of the DoorDash people and his wife. He said that he's going to do it, but his wife's not going to do it, and they're going to compare phones. They're going to.
Now check this out. That's the driven dad. That's the driven dad, Tony. Now,
but hold on. But if he doesn't know how to identify hidden tips, it's a fail. He won't.
It's a fail, right? And that's what I would say. It's a fail because when he got up there to speak, he was saying, you know, I hit top dasher and my wife hit top dasher, and she was getting better orders. He's still looking at it at the surface. They don't understand that once you get the top dasher, you start accepting the orders at top dasher to see what they.
Yes, you have to funnel. Okay, so there's metadata. If you built all your metadata in here and you get one order that's from here, you don't have very much metadata for like the system to recommend you to the customers from that base. Just like Google searching in your Facebook account and your Instagram and your TikTok and all the bullshit that you guys stare at all day in your black screens of death. They monetize that for you, so you have a good experience. DoorDash is built for the customer. It's not built for us. But we, as a human being who has an intelligent brain, can take advantage of an algorithm that they built in best interest of the customer to make sure that my stats are in best interest for the algorithm, which default gives me best interest for the customer. And the best interested customer are the highest paying customers, which is probably about 20% of the business, and 80% is the bullshit.
Ooh,
Can
brother,
I drop the mic?
I feel like giving you a hug. This is like, now, I love this because, like you say, the sauce, DoorDash Revolution says the sauce. You're like, man, I can't give too much up. Now, as you see how you were like, yes, I'm not going to break it down like that because I don't want to go all the way into full detail, but I'm keeping it on, people to know I'm on the same brain lamp as you with this thing. So that's why this is so, my goodness. So, you said we don't need no one else. Well, you got somebody else here. You need to go find somebody else. You got another person.
Well, hey,
here.
by me saying that, you see, when you speak it, it comes to existence. So when I said, I don't see anybody else doing this, the universe goes, Richard, here you go. Here's
that's how I felt. That's how I felt. I said, say, this is like the best gift to have right now, to know that this battle that and I want to ask you this battle that we have, or this war, whatever else it is, it's not even a war because this is how it should be done. How do you feel that you have a guy that has 27,000 subscribers and he really talks and says, yeah, it might be because of me. I get 97% of the people don't like this. Yeah. How do you feel knowing that you have a guy that has that much presence in the community and he's really giving false information?
That's a difficult one because I respect him for what he's built, and I don't believe.
Yes, I do too.
Hold on. So I don't believe Pedro knew what it would be right now. Do you get what I mean? So like when he started his channel and he started talking, he knew what he was kind of gonna go with, but he didn't know exactly when he would have said top dashers or clowns and turn that road. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just a thing that kind of manifests and builds up. It's not like, I don't feel like he chose it. It's just kind of one of those things that happens as you build yourself up.
Well, he built that up. Yeah, he did that, but
it's the interest, and he rode that interest wave during that time. Right. So he has a lot of that interest. So if you look at like right now, me walking out, do you see the interest that I just pulled with me? And that's the wave I'm riding right now. I'm going to be going up that and pull all those type of people in as I that way.
Yeah. But check this out. He's at his channel, just doing this thing for about a year and a half now, right? For about a year and a half. Yeah. So for 6 months, going on 7 months now, he has been at like when I first was in contact with him and he interviewed me on his show, I had 30 subscribers.
Yeah.
30. Okay. I'm almost at 3,000. My whole existence of being here on YouTube, he has been hearing it from me. That's what I am saying. Yeah. So that's why I asked you that question. You know what I mean? Because he's been getting it for 6 months straight. I almost have 1,000 uploads in 6 months. I've been dishing it. I've been dishing it out. If you go on my channel and just go on my search, just type up Pedro's name, you'll see how long we've been doing this. So that's why I wanted to ask you that. You know what I'm saying? So if I can ask you that again, knowing that for 6 months straight, it's been coming at the feeds. Like he literally has had 200 people unsubscribe from me because he told them to not listen to anything I say.
That's why it's hard, man. It's choices of somebody else. You know, he has momentum, and I look at the same way with like More Finance and Nugs. They have this momentum, and what sucks about momentum when it's used the incorrect way, and we can't say the incorrect way. You know, we don't want to bash anybody really,
right?
But when it's misused, and there could be a lighter or better or more intuitive way to influence more people as opposed to create negativity as you do it. You know, it's everybody loves to watch the car crash, you know, and the guy falling off the bridge. but nobody cares about the guy that spent 4 hours making $200 off DoorDash.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you come into DoorDash and you have to pick a niche and you say, okay, well, if I'm going to talk about stuff, it'd be best if I just talk about controversial stuff, like DoorDash stuff. Don't you guys agree? Comment below. It creates controversy and it creates talk and it creates community, and that's I think is Pedro's approach, is to create community, create a discussion, and let's get this thing moving, and we'll see what other people's opinions are. And for him to be the spokesperson, he gets to create the topic or the headline,
the narrative. Yeah,
the narrative each time. Yes. And because now he has momentum, he has 27,000 people who go, well, that's the narrative, right? Let me give my opinion on the narrative,
right.
And that's bad because it's 27,000 people following. Not to say followers aren't bad, but there's two people in the world. There's leaders and followers. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to lead people right now. And what sucks is when you have another leader talking about you saying, well, he's not as good. It's indirectly they're saying that, he's not as good of a leader. Don't talk to him. Talk to me. I have more information. Follow me. Right. So we're seeing like that type of battle as to break it down into base like energies that are happening.
Right.
It is. We're doing exchanges of energy. And
now check this out.
No, here, let me speak on that. No, it's a lot of these content creators speak out their assholes. They're out here trying to tell people 27,000, 18,000, whatever the fuck they got. They're in there trying to tell them how to do something that they've never fucking done. Or they're telling people not to do something that they've never fucking done. At that point, you should shut your fucking mouth, in my opinion. If you haven't went out and you haven't proved your talking points that top dashers suck ass, top dashers are clowns. If you haven't went out there and done it to actually have the data and the proof to say it sucks, then you should never fucking speak on it. That's the problem with 90% of these content creators, is they're speaking on shit they don't even do or even know anything about. But yet they're trying to persuade people to go in their fucking direction because you got these follow the Pied Piper fucking not free thinking motherfuckers following them that they've been brainwashed for the last 2 years, whatever long the fucking channel's been on there, telling them, no, don't do this, do my way, because I have the 27,000, 18,000, so I must know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what pisses me off about this community, is too many people speak on shit that they know absolutely jack shit about and are telling people don't do something when they have no right to say that to anybody. They have no right to say that to anybody. And so I'm glad that you went on there last night and you smashed that shit, because you proved that you've went out there, you do it on a daily, you know that the money's out there, and you showed and you smashed that whole mentality of that, well, it's a clown shit, you shouldn't do it. And you smashed it because you showed all those people in that room last night that people are talking out their ass. And they shouldn't be speaking on something they know nothing about. Granted, he's going to have the followers that are just going to follow him anyways, just because, like I said, not free thinkers. But hopefully, 25, 35% of the people that watched that last night go out and try to do what you were talking about. And hopefully they can make a better income. Because all I see is people bitching all the time. I can't make money. I can't make money. I follow the way you say to do stuff. I still can't make money. Well, bitch, then it's time to change it the fuck up. And I'm glad that you came on there last night and smashed it and showed them there is a different way to make money if you want to fucking go out and do it. So stop, so I'm props to you. I'm a Vegas driver myself. So I'm giving you props, bro. You smashed it.
Yeah, Roy, man. Roy, when I saw what was going on, I called the DoorDash Revolution. I went and text people. I said, I can't believe what I'm seeing right here. It was like Christmas for me. Now I want to ask you this, Sin City. Someone like you might think about it like this. You got 27,000 people there, and everyone is doing what Roy is saying, complaining about not making this and that. Do you know if you actually change the income for 15,000 of your subscribers, if you change their income into something positive, all of the new waves he would get to come his way, like changing that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's why I'll be at 100K pretty soon here.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to create that wave. So here it is. Yeah, the opportunity that they're not taking advantage of. And if they're so stuck in their ways and they're going to be like, well, I'm never going to do it because I just don't want to do that stuff. I'm not going to take orders like that, and I don't really see the benefit because I still make enough money, so it's good for me, and that's fine. But I feel like people that are full-time members, people that are full-time dashers, this is really where this really applies to. I mean, you could even be a part-time dasher, and this actually would be the most benefit for being a part-time dasher to have these type of access to these orders whenever you part-time wanted to do the month. You know, you could take 3 orders a day for 30 days and you'd have a 99% rate. And now you could just keep cycling that every single day. Or, you know, for the months, at least do 1 good 2, 3 orders. And then, you know, at the end of the month, well, I don't know, maybe not at the end of the month. You'll still have to do 30 orders or some shit. You know, it won't work perfectly. But they could, I guess they could do 1 month on, 1 month off, 1 month on, 1 month off. That's how it would fit.
Right.
You know? But they get to trial it. Well, does Top Dasher work this month? Well, it doesn't. But you only had to do 3 orders per day for the whole month if you had another job, like secondary job.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
I mean?
but that's another problem. These people, they go out there and they try it for 1 month, and it didn't work 1 month, so it must suck. None of these people have the commitment to work their businesses properly. If you're going to try something new with your business, you gotta fucking go out there and you gotta do it. You just can't do it 1 month, 1 week, and say, it didn't work this week, so the whole system must suck. And that's most of this community is they just go out there, they try something for less than a month, a couple weeks. It didn't work, so this guy must be right what he's saying. No, it's because you were too lazy to put in the work to figure it out properly. And that's the biggest thing in this fucking community, bro, is these aren't business owners. I've already guys told you. These are just glorified employees with a special name. These people have no idea. They have no idea how to run a business. They have no commitment to running a proper business. Anytime a person uses the excuse, I can turn my app whenever I feel like it. That right there shows you their commitment to just being a lazy fuck. Because a true business owner is there from morning to night. We're doing their shit, learning their shit. So when people say that shit, when we talk about you have no flexibility and freedom, that's I gotta get my T-shirts made. That you're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. That's not flexible. And their whole reasoning behind that, I can turn my app whenever I feel like it. You're not a business owner. You're just a lazy employee with a special name. That's all you are.
Wait, Roy. I gotta push pause. Pedro's in the room. Pedro, you would not bring me up on there yesterday. You're hopping in my live right now. Now, I put the link there for you to hop on in. You can hop on in the link there, Pedro. You don't got to do a sneak attack and run. We're up here talking like men. Just hit the link. That's all you got to do.
All right, Sin City. Want to say, Sin City, good job last night.
Yeah, what happened?
Like I said, I'm in Vegas, so if you ever want to hook up, I got my channel. A lot of people go there because you hear the way I talk. So, and I have a total different mindset than most people. So
yeah, we're good, man. We'll definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I got to go because my phone's about to overheat because it's 800 degrees here in Vegas.
Yep.
So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Right, now, Sin City over there. Now, what I did like about what you did, I've been telling people from the jump, I didn't go on for the math how you did. I know that I work and I tell people 25 to 30 hours. If I do 30 hours, I should have $1,000. That was so good to see you do the 25 hours with the 900 and
so you had looked at my stuff when I showed it. Yeah. So last
exactly.
And I only worked 5 days last week, and I did it in 25 hours in 44 minutes of active time, and I made $897.
Right now, and that's perfect right there because that's exactly what that's exactly.
I only did 70 deliveries too, so you got to look at the deliveries I did.
Right, so
70 for 9. That's more than $10 per delivery. Like my rate of per is really great, and then also my 25 hours to $900 is great also.
Right now, check this out. On top of that, the active hours. A lot of people they say, well, I count the online hours. I don't count
here's a good one. You probably like that one. That's
yeah.
See that? $1,000.
I see that.
And it's 28 hours is what it was active time for $1,000.
Right.
I did 90. There you go. Now you can see it good.
Yep.
And that's just cherry picking it. Look, DoorDash paid $316, but like customer tips $702. I see a lot of these non-top dashers, their money is exactly the same. And I'm like, how does your DoorDash pay equal your customer pay? Because if it is right now, you're taking the wrong orders. You know, you shouldn't be looking for base pay. They complain about low base pay. I don't care about pay. You could take base pay away from me, and I'll still make a good wage just from tip alone.
Yo, all right. Check this out. Lisa said I'm gonna because of language. All right, Lisa, Shirley, look. Let me tell you this. Language and the word are how you take them in. Like, let's say medically, how, you know, I have a degree in kinesiology and I'm a national certified nutritionist. If when I use these terms that you don't understand, you would think that I'm making fun of you. So sometimes people just use a regular word because you'll get it faster. If you are reporting my channel because of foul language, can one of my moderators do work and bounce that out of here, please? If you are a moderator and you are here, can you bounce that out? Because if you're going to tell me that you went and just flagged my page for language, you don't need to be here to get any of the information that you've got before you can flag this down. So if there's a moderator there, can you go ahead and do work for me, please? Because I am not in that. You know what? Let me go on over here.
You just pretty much don't need the negativity, is what it is. Just trying to bring the cloud.
It's already done, Rob.
All right, thanks. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. If that's what you got out of it, if you got out a couple bad words from all of this positive information that's helping the community, if you want to skip all of that and go into a word because you were mad, you need to be mad at acceptance rate. You need to be mad.
It might have been me, so I do apologize if I let a few of those words slip out.
No, you're perfectly fine. Roy comes on my channel, and I let Roy come on here and speak because that's what Roy does. He comes and speaks. You know, he's not telling anyone like anything crazy. You know, it's those are the words that he used. If you don't like it, let it fly. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you watch comics or comedians that say terrible things.
Yeah, of course, it's part of it. Yeah, you shouldn't be offended by words, you know.
Yeah, the old saying, "Sticks and stones will break your bones, words never hurt you." They had that saying for a reason?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
That's the stuff that they do to me. You see, they do things like this to me. They don't like the message about doing it right, so they do things like that to me. I'm glad you were sitting here to see how they can be in my chat the whole time, and then boom, once Pedro hops in, there you go. Once Pedro hopped in, that turned the mood to, okay, we got to go ahead and do something now. Now, he still did not hit the link. So that negativity that, that aura that he's bringing, that's what I'm trying to fix in this gig community. We got to teach people to do it the right way. Once you do it the right way, I say this, once you are redirected, you do it however you want to, but just have the base there. And a lot of people just don't even want that base. They want to do it the quick way. They get rich quick, lose 100 pounds by taking a pill. They want it just like that. There's no way possible to get it like that.
The misconception of cherry picking from this group of offers as opposed to cherry picking from this group of offers.
Yes, like the selection. They don't understand. Like, it's like you're going to the butcher and he has all the best cuts of meat for you.
I love this. I already love where this is going.
You know what I mean? Somebody else goes up. You're like, what the man? We got this right here. It's some people don't get that. You got to get the prime cuts. You got to be able to get those Omaha steaks right there at your door. You got to be able to have that, but a lot of people don't get it. Now, Vegas, I'm glad you're in Vegas because my sister is in Vegas, and she asked me, is there anyone in Vegas I should be watching, or can you get someone from Vegas on? And Megan refuses to reply to any message I send.
Yeah, she won't reply to me either, but I just looked at it this way. I'll get my channel bigger than yours, and then you're going to have to reply to me.
Right, you're going to have to. And I'm good work. I'm already going to be on all your stuff, so don't even worry about that. HotFacts is coming over. It's coming over as a brand. I have HotFacts brand. We got some things set up here. Man, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit later. I would love to get the rest of your team on here with you also.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I would love. I would love to get some money.
Drop the link again real quick so I can copy it because I don't know where it's at. I don't remember where I grabbed it.
Yeah, because your main man there, man, you guys, I said they are coming with.
I'll see if they want to jump in right now, if that's cool. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Then, or we can say, yeah, now and then. We can go ahead. No, we try to unite like Voltron. Yeah, we are trying to unite like Voltron. Now, while we trying to get these people in, Ghost, fire off. Go for DoorDash. You guys are a team. Go ahead, fire off. What you guys got to add into this?
Well, one thing is
right
the
now.
mindset. You know,
Go ahead, Rev.
yeah, one thing is the mindset. We got to revolutionize the mindset of how people trying to make this money. I've said it so many times and so often. All the trollers got to do is go on the engineering blog website and they can get educated on the information on what is happening now. They talked about it in 2020. They talked about it in 2021. And they talked about it this year as well. See, I subscribe to a reason why I found out about a lot of these things. And just like Roy was saying, you got to get out here and grind. You can't go to St. Louis and go to St. Louis University and pick out all the lowball offers, then go on here and do an episode and talk about these are trash offers. You went to that area just to do content. Then like the pizza order, cash on deliveries, it's going to look like a stack order as the countdown is going down. It's going to show 70 seconds to 80 seconds. All right. And it's going to say $3.50 base pay or whatever. You already know that's a cash delivery. Now, with that cash delivery, if you choose to go ahead and accept it, you get all of the payout plus the tips, but they take it out on the back end. Also, it's all about knowing how to manage your money. But if you never had a business and then you trying to talk about a business, a lot of people want to grab onto the title independent contractor. You want to know why? Because they too ashamed when people tell them they are a service provider. They too ashamed when people tell them you're just a delivery person. Yeah, I provide a service. I provide delivering food to my clients. What's on my contract? A contractor with DoorDash or what other apps and platforms that I'm on. The restaurant is my client. The customer is my client. We got to change our attitude. And they want to know why people done stop tipping. Because of the jacked up attitudes that a lot of these individuals are having. And if you don't think customer ratings is important, it can keep you from getting deactivated. You remember when I had that situation with the rep? The rep told me you will be getting an email notification about getting deactivated. I challenged him, but I kept my composure as well. But I kept challenging him until he finally looked at it and said, oh, you got a 5-star customer rate. You actually are a good dash. You see, those things gonna separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls is the type of mindset you have on out here trying to run a business. If you're out here hustling people, that's what you're gonna do. But you're hurting our market though. We're trying to bring our market back. We're gonna respect the tipping culture. Drivers gotta respect the tipping culture. We gotta give confidence back to the customers in areas that stop tipping to start back tipping again. That's the reason why we tested the market out. We did a survey. Ghost and I and others did a survey. We went to the customers and everything and told them, look, the ones that would talk to us, we handed to them. We asked them questions about their experience. So we said, let's try this survey out. Give the dashers that's giving you this good service, acceptable service, and they selling we selling the deal at the door. You just don't leave the order at the door and that's it. You want to seal the deal. If you're a car salesman, you're trying to get that person to buy a car. You got to sell the deal. So that's what you do. You sell the deal and get people back to tipping like they're supposed to. Now, in the area we are in, majority of our money come off of tips. Isn't that right, Ghost? Chime in on that, brother.
On a I wish I could show my stats on the screen, but I'm on my phone and I don't have a laptop or tablet with me. But I can go back the last 5 weeks, and my DoorDash pay is between $350 to $400, and I'm averaging between $1,200 to $1,500 a week, and the rest of that is tips. 70% of my orders are repeat customers. And the reason I know that is because I've actually, to a point, remembered what these people order. I don't have to use GPS to drive to their house. I know where I'm going. I know the names. And
I've got
there's a lot of the customers that used to have leave at my door. It's hand it to me, and they speak to me by my first name.
I've had similar occurrences, just the same as having a good account and seeing the same people and having people say, "Hey, Richard," and it's like, whoa, like they read the app, and now I don't feel kind of awkward to be like, "Hey, Kathy, here's your food. Have a great day. Enjoy," because you have that different customer relation because you're getting a $30 tip or something from them every single time, and their food order is the same. There's this guy, his name's Scott R. He orders the same crazy sushi meal, comes out to $115.52, and he leaves a $23.46 or 63-cent tip every single time at 20%. It's the same identical. It's like he goes into the app, it just says reorder, and I get the order and just take it to him.
Yeah,
I've had many of those myself.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, I have many of those myself. I got this particular gentleman who orders 2-3 times a week from 7-Eleven, 3 cans of Hurricanes and a bag of Funyuns. I take it straight to his house. It's like about $20 subtotal, and he always gives me a $15 tip every time.
See, that's awesome. It's like you get it every time. I try and tell people there's metadata where if somebody gives you a 5-star and you facilitate that customer experience with like 100% accuracy, if you're online and that customer orders again, you should be paired with that person. Now,
Yep.
I've also noticed this. There is seniority in the system also. So if I've gone there 3 times and you've gone there 9 times and we're sitting right next to each other, we could stack our phones on top of each other. It wouldn't matter. You've been there 9 times, you're going the 10th time as I watch you. But if you were offline, I default I'm going my 4th time to that place now. I've noticed it with Ron, and I'm trying to get Ron to come in here. I don't know why he's not trying to figure it out.
I've got one customer that this certain Indian restaurant I go to. I've never seen the guy. It's always, he lives in a townhome. I've never seen the guy. I have to leave it at the front concierge of where he lives. He orders 4 Marcella teas. That's it. And it's usually $6.75 with a $2 tip on top of it. And I've delivered to him probably over 100 times. And my communication's always good with him. The last time I did it Friday, he met me downstairs, gave me $30 cash. He says, "Thank you for always bringing my tea. Thank you for always letting me know the steps of where you're at." So, customer relations, you can have customer relations with DoorDash and customers. And that's how you build your clientele. That's how you build your net worth. That's how you build your empire.
I can't say nothing else about that because I have residual income from my customers. Like I make it so that I am the guy in my area. The homes that almost every home I go to regulars every single day. It's like I'm doing the exact same thing every day. I might get a couple orders on Uber Eats that might be different, but for the most part, I'm servicing the exact same people every single day. Like I turn on my app and they're like, "Yep, you're back again for so-and-so. Yep. They already have my stuff ready." Vegas. Now, check this out, Sin. You'll check out my ride-along. And I don't see a lot of people doing this in their videos. When the restaurant is closed, they let me in while the doors are locked. I'm the only person that they let on the inside.
I've always called restaurants a bunch of times, so I generally kind of on that with you too. But I don't generally deliver at nighttime. But during business hours where I like COVID time, I would just call and I wouldn't sit in the drive-thru like everybody was sitting in drive-thrus. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm coming." I'd even be like, "I'll fill up the drinks for you, like just anything to help it go quicker. I know you guys are busy, And they'd be like, "You know what? Just real quick, we'll let you in the front door." Yeah, I finesse stuff. You got to finesse shit. Is what you got to do.
You got to know how to make it work. And one of my biggest pet peeves is when I hear people like they'll have a bad experience at a place just out of something. It didn't work right that day. They'll thumbs down that restaurant and think that they're never going to make any revenue from that place. That I hate when I see drivers do that. Just give it a thumbs down. They're just taking their money away from themselves. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, why limit yourself from that restaurant? Like, say you had 40 restaurants. Why limit yourself to 39 now?
Yeah.
But I don't even use the thumbs up and thumbs down. I don't know how well that works because I've never, ever really used it. I have done the order, and I'm customer based is the way I see it. Just customer retention. The same thing that Jeff Bezos did with Amazon, and it's the biggest company right now. And I feel like DoorDash is doing that right now without people realizing it. They're providing the best customer service for any food, any grocery, almost getting to like anything you want. It's pretty close. It's almost going to be there, and DoorDash is going to be the next Amazon type of thing for ordering something exactly what I need right now to this location, and it could be any item that you need. I see that in the future. And if right now everybody or majority of people are using online commerce to shop, it's the biggest thing ever, since they created the internet. It's insane to see that, or it's kind of naive to think that food wouldn't be the biggest thing that's sold on the internet also.
Preach, man. I can just sit here and let you go on and on. And that I say this stuff, man. I say this, and people don't understand this is what America is all about. They have all the jobs pretty much are based upon picking and delivering. That's pretty much what's going on. And the food spectrum, people gotta understand. Food is like that's the thing. That's the thing that we do. We eat, and we eat here in America. That's why we have the most overweight country. We eat here. People are ridiculous.
People generally eat 3 times a day. I look at this. That's why I don't drive passengers anywhere, because a passenger needs a ride 1 time a day, maybe 2 max if you took them to work and took them home and you paired perfectly with that, and that was your customer that you happen to drive with. I don't really know how it works because I've never done any ride sharing like that. But I don't.
Hey, HotFacts.
Huh?
Yes.
I need to address something that somebody put into the chat. It's Pia Broderick.
Okay.
Whoever this person is, do you guys text the customer? ? DoorDash shows the customer at what step we are at. Why should we text? Okay. Why should we text? Why do I text? Because I've ordered off of DoorDash. I've had customers, DoorDashers text me. I've had non-DoorDashers or DoorDashers that did not text me. It's a common courtesy to let that customer know.
To let that customer know where you are.
I am at the restaurant. Hey, there's an issue with your order. Yes, DoorDash does show all of the steps. Your order's been accepted. Your dasher has arrived at the restaurant. Your dasher is on the way. Your dasher's 5 to 7 minutes out. Your dasher's 3 to 5 minutes out. Your dasher's in the neighborhood. Your dasher has arrived. Okay, there's a lot of people that do not check their phone until they are like, oh, well, I ordered DoorDash. Where's it at? Go look at the front door and it's sitting out there getting cold. It's a common courtesy to text. If I want something to deliver to my house, I want to know where it's at. I want to text. Like if I get something sent from UPS, I've got it set up that it shows, hey, it got off this plane. Now it's on this plane. So I know the process of where my stuff is. It's just a common courtesy. Yes. Do we have to text? No, we don't. But is it nice? Yes.
It's helpful.
And
it's nice.
Too, I'm sure that same person uses Amazon right now. And I guarantee you when that person ordered their Amazon item, the dopamine effect of them sitting, where's my order? Where's my order? And seeing the little blue bar get to the 4th one, the 3rd one, and all the way to the end. They do that with, their Amazon orders. And it feels good when you get to track your order to your front door and then you finally get your item that you ordered and you're like, cool, I knew exactly where it was. Think of it in the same way with every customer that's ordering food. They ordered something, and yes, the app may delegate time frames and tell the customer when it's going to get to the house, but we are the immediate source of an answer. So if we say, hey, I've arrived at the store and I'm waiting for your food, that person has a mental picture now of what you've actually accomplished during their order, as opposed to getting the order and just sitting in the parking lot and they see your dot just sitting there. And they're like, that dot sat there for 15 minutes and you never let them know, hey, it's like, a little backed up. It's going to be maybe 5 more minutes than what we thought it was going to be. Just that common courtesy text, which is basic. It should just be like, hey, I've made it to the store. I'm waiting for your order. You get the order, you get in your car, and you say, I'm on my way. 3 words, you know?
It doesn't have to be a book. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. I think earlier in this show, we were talking about, I think you said it, Sin City, not enough information, but too much information can hurt you. And it's just given that just enough information to tell you what, when, where, and why. That's all. That's basically all you need to do.
What, where, when, and why, and it's done. So I'm at the store. I'm on my way. Have a great night. Like 3 texts, maximum, maybe 2. I'm waiting. I'm on my way, and maybe you don't even need to text them after you dropped off because you sent a picture and you did a drop at the door, and they get that text just like you text them. It's the same shit.
Right. Yeah, Pia. If I were you, I would. You know, we're not.
Pull
We're
that
not
question back up, HotFacts.
Huh? I said, Pia, just make sure.
Pull that question back up that JD just. Pull that question up that you just took off that JD was talking about prioritizing certain drivers.
Oh yeah,
pull it back up.
I was gonna get into that right after I make this comment here to Pia. Pia, you just make sure we're not telling you to have to talk to your friend. You know, there's certain times when you should text and you should call. You know, when you get there and the restaurant lets you know that, you know what, we are really backed up. It's going to be like 20 more minutes. You got to go ahead and understand. You have to let someone know because they want to know what's going on. If you keep them in the loop and they know that you are hanging in there with them for their order, they'll go ahead and reward you with that. Now, because of that, Jada Kanza, go back to this. He says that merchants have told me they can prioritize certain drivers, and yes, they can. I put the deal up here that Novodyne made. Novodyne and Lunchbox made with Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub. They made the agreement to where, depending on how much money is coming in for the orders, they're able to stop the flow coming in to get these orders done. And the companies that are fully into the integration system, they can see and choose what drivers they want to take these out, and then they can open it up and keep the orders flowing like that. So yes, they can. Yes, they can. And Pedro has gone on and talked about this himself about the Papa John's orders. You know, he talked about the Papa John's orders and how he gets all the treatment on the Papa John's orders. He's worked himself up to get like that, people, but they certainly, especially the merchants that have the tablet on hand, okay? If they have a tablet on hand, they are able to rate you and do everything else as the merchant right then and there. And when it goes into that algorithm, like I have merchants that give me a thumbs up every single time I go in there. So when their orders are coming in and I'm on and they got one coming, that's coming to me because they already know, boom, it's good business right there. Now, that's only to those merchants because some merchants don't care about all of it. They have the ability, they just don't care. But they absolutely do have the ability. What do you think about that, Sin City?
So you're saying the ability of merchants being able to 5-star a driver or rate a driver?
Yeah, that and the ability to send the driver out.
As in prioritize the driver, you mean? Like
yes.
The driver is the one getting those orders.
Getting
I have
the order.
Restaurants here that are doing that
of
for
course.
Me, so.
We have one called Thai Spoon, and I'm pretty sure we're prioritized because I'm always very nice with them, and I don't get bad orders. I never see a bad order from that place. Rarely I will, but it's somebody that ordered $70 worth of food with no tip. But those people are like the small 10% of people that don't tip when they buy high value food. You know what I mean? So
right.
I feel, yes, they have these little machines and they see our names and they know everything on it. And it's like, I know by just being nice to them, you said it in one of your other ones that some people are experienced and they know how to run the tablets. And you didn't even know how to run one once, but you said, no, let me see. Like, I know how to do it. And then you went back and just figured out, said, no, rate me right here. Right.
Yeah.
To get it going. And then you get to see what they see. The first time I ever ran into a tablet, it was actually at McDonald's and I had no idea. And I said, I don't see the order. And they were looking for it. And I went behind stood behind like the counter to kind of see the screen. You know what I mean? and I could see all the dashers, and I was like, whoa, I've never seen that data before. I could see every order pending, every dasher that had accepted the order, their first and last name. I even clicked on mine. It had my address, my telephone number, my name. I was like, what? You have all of that? You had everything on me right there? I was like, holy shit. So yeah, definitely. They have the ability to make sure that their business runs the best it can. It's a business, and that app or those merchants can make sure they have the ability within the features of DoorDash to control the type of drivers that come for high quality orders, so that they always have a definitive way of making sure they facilitate that order with ease and perfection and no mess ups, because we don't want to piss off Mr. Johnson who orders $520 worth of McDonald's. We want to make sure that is always good with that dasher.
Right. And that's why I tell people about Uber Eats. This is why I choose Uber Eats to work for over any of the other food ones, because on the Uber Eats platform, as a customer, you have a rating system like the driver. You have the pro, you have the pro, you have the you have the pro, the gold, the platinum, and the diamond. That and it depends on how much you order and all of that. So the higher rating of the customer, you know, they pair you. That's how they do on Uber Eats. So that's why I work with Uber Eats. And because
so do they reset that? Do they reset your diamond and your stuff like every month? Is it a monthly thing, or
it's a monthly thing? So like say right now, this month we're in August. So if you hit diamond right now in August, you have all the way until the end of September.
So how long does it take to get to diamond? 10 days?
Diamond, it's a week and a half. I know how to do it so fast, a week and a half. Because
you got to grind 150, 200 orders or something?
No, at night. All right, so Uber, any order that you take that is from 9:01 p.m. to 10:59 a.m. is only worth 1 point. Okay, any order that's at lunchtime from 11 to 2 is worth 3 points. Any order from the dinner time from 5 to 9 is worth 6 points. Okay, so you go out there from 5 to 9, 4-hour spot, you're doing dinner, you're gonna do at least 10, 11 orders. You know, you'll get that 66 points, and then you just do the math by the days in the week. You'll have your 400 points.
How many points do you have to get up to? Is it a
400?
400?
400.
Not bad, I guess, then.
Yes, exactly. It's so easy.
This is Uber's way of facilitating, weighing customer to drivers.
Exactly.
The efficiency of a driver to the dollar value of the company that's being spent. You know, they want to make sure.
Yes, and you're a diamond driver. So we have the diamond driver, we have the platinum driver.
So does that mean you'd constantly kind of decline also and be like, all right, boom, got one. So where's your hidden tips? Because I know from driving, my hidden tip that I can barely identify would be $10 even, and then $10 for some change, $2 base pay.
So Uber is different. So how it works with Uber is they tell you, like, when you're a diamond driver, you see the upfront on how much the order is. You see it flat out there. You see where the address is. It shows you that. And there you go. Now, what Uber does is they give the customer the ability to add to the tip instantly or take it away. So if you get a crappy driver that he walked all over your grass, food was cold, all of that, they're going to take your tip away. Chances are. But when your service it is what it is, they tip you extra after. I call these tip alerts. A tip alert is when they have already ordered and their tip is already included, and then they go and tip you extra after. And Uber lets you know. It lets you know, hey, the customer tipped you after. Nice.
So I had a theory about that it says the customer tipped you after, because we already
check this out. Pedro tried to come at me with that's not true. So I did a live order. I said, now I want you to tell me when to add a tip in. I can take it away right now or add it in. I said, I'm going to do it right now. Mm-hmm. You can do it at any time.
Yeah, I know. Within 1 hour after the order.
Yeah, there's a catch to that too. So let's say you ordered your food, and let's say you didn't even check your app or anything. You just ordered food, start eating. You got on your app and you went to start playing a game. Once you go back onto the Uber app, you can still rate and tip that order because it's like you never left it from that screen you were on. Yeah. So you can even do that after 1 hour. You can like actually like come on like the next day or so.
That's with DoorDash a few times. I'll order from DoorDash and go pick up my food because I don't actually deliver it to my house. I'm a kind of different. I go drive, but I'll do an order and then it'll say how was the restaurant, how was your pickup. I'm just rating the restaurant from my pickup and how the order came out. But yeah, I'll open it up like a week later and the review will be there to rate the restaurant. I'm sure that if it was a driver, it would have been a driver review also.
Yeah, they do that, and Uber's good, and here's why a lot of DoorDashers don't drive. They don't pick Uber as their number one, is because Uber is really like you have to get to this level to see more. When you first start driving at Pro, you don't see much from the offer. It just says bare minimum. When you get to Platinum, it shows you more. When you get to Diamond,
unlock more of what you can see from what was
when you first start. Yeah, when you first start, basically the offer comes in, it shows you the offer. They hide tips a little bit too, not as bad as DoorDash. But usually what the offer says, that's what it is. And then if an additional tip comes in, it'll tell you later that the customer gave you an additional tip. But as a basic Uber driver, all you see is the cross streets, the location that you're picking up and dropping off. Period. And they'll give you mileage. That's it.
It says miles for me is all I can decipher. Just the miles from the store. It'll show me the store. Actually, it won't even show me the store. I use Para, so it'll tell me the store name, so I fucking know where I'm going.
Right.
See, with Uber for me, I'm just a basic Uber green driver. I hit gold at one point, but Uber is practically non-existent in my market. But I currently, I think I have like 20 points this month, and just because I just don't get that many Uber orders.
CMB in the house.
As a Uber green driver, all I see is I'll see cross streets. I don't keep the app open. I don't keep the app open. I just get the push notifications for it.
All right, let me go ahead and do this really quick. TMB, man, very impressed last night, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give you were part of the team. You guys were a team. I have a team put together. We've been talking about this for the past 6 months. When I came into this, I've been going to war with these people. It was so refreshing to see another group of guys preach the exact same thing and going into that gauntlet. I love the fact how you were going in and you kept letting them know, I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. I'm just saying. So I was loving that because for them to understand, they have to do it. And to me, it's like I've been speaking the alien language to them the whole time because they didn't understand what I was saying. So big up to you right there. I want you to get on here a little bit. Let the people know about where you are and where you're driving and all that good stuff. Big up to you right there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've been dashing for about almost 4 months now after I lost my W-2 and whatnot. And, we just been out here doing it, man. And, Top Dasher worked for us. And like I said, I ain't sponsored by no DoorDash or no things like that. It just like you said, we know what works and we see it. And it's like when you talking to people, it's like, smart people sound dumb to dumb people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm not trying, like I said last night, we ain't trying to convince nobody. I mean, the information is nice for y'all to know, but hey, you're not going to shove it down your throats. And if you don't want to do Top Dasher, that's just fine. We'll be out here taking orders from you. You know what I'm saying? We'll be out here taking these orders from you.
That right there, you said we'll just be taking orders.
But yeah, man, it's been a blessing though, because when I didn't have Top Dasher, I was telling them today, I used to see a lot of 650s, a lot of 7s. Every blue moon you'll get you a $10 or 11 or 14 stack, but that wasn't consistently. As soon as I got Top Dasher, it started getting consistent, and it was just like, okay, this is different now. I wasn't seeing this last month. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And you said you 4 months in. You 4 months in. I've been driving for 7 years now. So,
oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like a great granddaddy in this thing. I'm not the first generation. I'm like slightly after that. I've been putting it down for a while, and I've been driving and having the same mentality since I've been driving 7 years ago. So I've, like the people now, they are having to learn how to switch and adapt to drive like this because they were just doing that, neglecting the whole time. So it's very easy with me on what's going on because I'm not changing anything on what I do. I'm just doing the exact same thing, and it's been working for all these years.
Man,
and,
thank you. If it ain't broke, don't break it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
How'd you guys meet?
Oh, I met Richie because it started because, like I said, I was looking at YouTube videos about DoorDash, and before I kind of like jumped in it. It was like when I signed up, before I got the bag and everything, I signed up and I started doing my research. I'm a type of person, whatever I do in life, I have to do my research before I go all in. You know what I'm saying? So I did my research and I seen my market out here and I was like, man, let me see some other dashers in Vegas. And then Sin popped up. And then I was chopping it up with Sin through the comments and whatnot. And my goal in the beginning was to make over $100 a day. You know, I'm coming from a W-2, so $100, which is still cool. I ain't saying that before, but that's what I wanted. But then Sam was just like, yeah, you can do that in like 5 hours or whatever over here. Just go up these streets or whatever in our city. And I'm just like, cool. And then it's like one day I just reached out. I was like, hey, we should link up. And Sam was real. He was a real dude. You know, he wasn't acting all, like most people and shit. He was right there. He invited me. I met up with him and Ron at the store, and then they start giving me game right there. And from right there, the knowledge that I got from them, it changed how I was receiving orders because before I was probably only making I can make about 70, probably 100 something a day. But after they gave me the knowledge and told me what to look out for and when to start changing during the day, the hours, and which orders to accept during the days, during morning, during afternoon, and during night. That all helped. But once they got Top Dasher, I think me and Rich did it at the same time because Rich wasn't even convinced at first. But when I first met Rich, it was like when he was just starting to get convinced. He was getting convinced before I met him. So he started doing it and I started doing it as well. And then once me and him got Top Dasher, that's when we was in a whole new game.
Whole new game. I was telling people, I was letting them know that you could have, let's use what I like to use, the $3, $4 order analogy. You can get someone that gets a $3 order from 7-Eleven, it's some Snickers or like an icy, and somebody, it'll show up this next one as a $3 order, but they ordered from Capriati's though, and they got the full out family thing, but since they live so close, it's showing like a $3 order, right? But they gave you the Capriati's one, not the one that was the Snicker and the other one, because that came from a little kid who don't order. They know the Capriati person, they order 2-3 times a week. They know that it's good, so they go ahead and give that to me. Now, when I go drop that order off, that $3 order is probably going to turn into a $22 order right there because of what they consistently do every single time. And that's what I'm trying to teach people about, the quality of the order, and don't look at it as just a number at first, because when you're looking at it as just the number, you're not thinking about anything. That number is not what the order is on what they ordered. You know what I mean? It's two different numbers there.
And that's another thing too about people with these gig jobs. Everybody say, "Oh, I only made this an hour. I only made this an hour." It's like you bring that W-2 mindset to this gig. This ain't how it works, because what you made that first hour, it can change a whole lot in that next hour. You can manipulate your numbers. You know what I'm saying? So if you only made $10, $12 an hour, which I don't know how you can do that, then it's like that next hour can be a $50, $60 hour. You know what I'm saying? So people need to stop using metrics on hourly pay on DoorDash and just grind it out, hit your goal or get close to it and just go home. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm glad you said get close to it or go home, because it's like you said, one day could be like this, but then that very next day you like, woo, what was in the water that day? What was in the water?
You ain't
Yeah,
lying. Like today, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm never the one to say slow, but today, me and Richie both noticed it. We turned our apps on. We like, we ain't get no ping in like 10 minutes. Like, this ain't normal. You know what I'm saying? I said, let me move around a little bit. But yeah, it's Monday. You know, people, they got paid Friday and they broke Monday, and you know how the game go.
yeah. Come Wednesday, people that got those chime cards get paid on Wednesday.
The unemployment checks kick in on Wednesday.
Yeah, boy. How was your experience? I want to get your thing on this. How was your experience going in? First of all, when you guys first went on there, this for both you guys, did you guys know about Pedro and the message that that he has before you went on there? Were you prepared for that, or did you find out that stuff there? And how was that for both of you guys?
I mean, we kind of knew where it was going, but you know, we just go off the top. We just go off the numbers and the facts. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like we were prepared. We didn't come here to force feed nobody. We just came to give our opinions on it. Well, it ain't just an opinion; these are facts. You know, we can all have opinions. We can all have opinions. Minds don't matter. The facts do, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, as I seen the numbers increase, and once you notice that, like, it was one time, this is how I knew it was different. I made like $10 in like 2 hours one day. And I was like, I never did that, you know what I'm saying, on a non-top dasher account. And I was a non-top dasher probably 1 month when I started in April. And then I went for it around June, I think. So this is our second time.
June, July, August. This is my third month. I only
Yeah,
did 2 months.
Yeah,
and I was
we on 3 times.
20 months right now. 18 months of non-top dasher in my account. The only time I was the 2-week introduction when you first start. I got it. And it's funny because Ron commented on my video 7 months ago in like January saying, hey, is Top Dasher any good? And in January, I'm like, nah, it's not good. It's bullshit. I did like 20, 40 deliveries. They gave it to me and I don't see any difference. How would I have an opinion after 40 deliveries on DoorDash? You get what I mean? Like, so naive.
Yeah. And then just like, I didn't just go off what people say. I went off what I seen. And if I'm a clown for doing Top Dasher, plus, trust me, bro, they say what they want, but trust me, I'm a smart dude too. I'm not going to do something if I'm not benefiting from it. You know what I'm saying? But as me doing it, I seen I benefited. You talking to a guy who was getting paid $1,000 every 2 weeks, to where my second month on DoorDash, I made $1,500 a week. And it was just like, okay, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to go. This is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So it just like, just grind it out, man. Like I told him last night, if it don't work for you, cool. If not, cool. And like I also said last night, if it was up to me, this man right here, I wouldn't have told nobody nothing.
Right.
I would have kept it quiet.
Man, this message has been going out. This war has been going in. I'm so glad you guys did that. So we gonna stay connected. It's like the X-Men right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my Professor X side. I got my Professor X side right here. We go in there to battle. We don't care, because all this whole thing comes down to real common sense and a little bit of humility. You know what I mean? Common sense with humility. If you just put those two together right there, you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? The common sense factor just by itself. And I don't understand how people right now, they don't get that. If you are 55 years of age and higher, you still believe in seeing the good service first. Most of these are the people we're going to be dropping off to for the good dinners, the family dinners, and people like that, and a lot of people, they don't listen to that because they're like, no, there's a new generation here. This is the way we are doing it. But they got to understand the old school, they are not dead. They are here. And until they're all the way gone, and then they have kids that they raise who still believe in that old school. So since they believe in that old school, they're gonna want to see good service along with what they got going on. And as long as we can keep hitting people like that, it's gonna work out for us because these people teach their families how to do that too.
I'm glad it's kind of refreshing. You know, I wasn't worried about it either, but it's like great minds think alike. I didn't know it was like a group like y'all that was on, who respected what we were saying last night. And then you say you got your team too. It's like you see where we going with this. You know what I'm saying? It's like we not dumb. We see what's going on, and if it is refreshing knowing that it's somebody out there like, yeah, tell them like I'm trying to, this works for me too. He ain't lying,
Yeah, boy. And Pedro came here, and last night I was begging to get up there but he refuses to get up here. He has I don't know. He never thought that there would be more people like me. That he never thought. They thought that I was like the only one that's got his boots in the mud. They thought it was just me because check this out. I was getting ready to do a panel with him with all people like us. And he wanted to come on here and he accepted and then he backed out of it. But when he backed out of it, he gets up there with you guys and ran into the exact same thing. So that's why I was so happy. That
probably felt great then, right? To see it unfold without even knowing that it was going to unfold.
Oh my goodness!
And like I said, I ain't gonna speak too much. I'll let y'all talk. But like I said, one thing about Top Dasher, forget the dash now. Forget whatever and this and that. One thing I noticed about Top Dasher is when me, Ron, and Rich was sitting in that parking lot and they was getting the order before me, and then Ron be like, I don't want that, you can take it, and then it hit Rich phone, and Rich like, yeah, you want to see if you get it, and then he'll toss it, and then he'd be like, hold on. Like like I said last night, you don't see that on YouTube. How many people showing that? That's like a gem right there that people never knew about. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. They don't allow themselves to get there, though. They don't allow themselves to get to the point to where they can actually conduct an experiment or study like that. They give up way before it even you can actually get there. Like once you tickle your brain, you're supposed to go deep into that. You're not supposed to say, "Oh, that tickle was good enough. I don't need no more than that." You're supposed to go see. You're supposed to go see what the unknown is.
Yep. But you know what? People love complacency, and they don't like to step out of their comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I go by the motto: we don't bitch, we don't complain, we just grind. It's just like I have to live by that because that keeps me sane. That keeps me at peace, and that keeps me focused. Like something tragic can happen right now, but I'll figure out 10, 20 ways to turn that into a positive. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking one-sided and be like, oh, everything is done. Like, no, it's just like I learned in life, stop complaining. You complain, you stay the same.
Amen to that. What you got to say in there, DoorDash? You started saying something. Money.
I don't forget. I got that old man syndrome. If I don't catch it right then, I'll miss it. But what I will say though is, a lot of people don't understand that with DoorDash, you can multi-app just off of DoorDash. Yep. This is what I'm going to bring to you, gentlemen. I've been doing the case study for the last 6 months. I multi-app from time to time on other apps, but I didn't do it as much as I did last year. I changed my mindset. I changed the way I view things. I even changed the market we went to and everything. And when we went to this market, we understood one thing, that you can multi-app on the DoorDash platform only, because the programs represent other gig apps. Pizza program. It was a lot of DoorDashers that was on the pizza program. That are on the pizza program now, they was doing Domino's. So when you do that program there, that's another job. That's another app. Okay, the large order. You got deliver that. You got deliver. Then you got shop and deliver. Instacart, ship. You see what I'm saying? Walmart Spark. See, DoorDash was smart enough to know they could bring all of this in, hoping that multi-appers will catch on so they can pull it from other platforms. You can improve and maximizing your earnings if you understand what these programs are used for. Ratings matter because they score and they rank us in them. By scoring and ranking us, you can even move in further in as far as maximizing your earnings. We tested out in our market here and everything we know.
Mm-hmm.
So top dashers can also cherry pick. What I mean by cherry pick, they can select the best orders as well. Top dashers didn't know that here. We was oversaturated in our market with top dashers. Cornbread told you about it. And we was oversaturated with cherry pickers. So how do you be competitive in a competitive market? You have to have your mindset. You got to change it. What that means is you got to look at the problems and know how to solve them, know how to fix them. You can't fix them by complaining. You got to identify the problem. Once you identify the problem, then you bring the solution to the problem. That's the reason why we got our teams. And we started with deliver that to where boom, I get the order. If you in that area over there, man, my money's slow. Whatever, I'm not making any money. Jump on the deliver that platform. I got some extra orders. I can send them to you. That's how that thing worked. You see what I'm saying? Everybody was able to make money. But what happened was these guys got greedy. They got thirsty. When they got thirsty, they got sloppy. Customer service got poor and poorer to where they would get the order, wouldn't get all the food, leaving the food. So a couple of the drivers were drunk, going in there. Reese, you heard about it today. A couple of the drivers were drunk. Professionalism went all the way down. All these guys then got deactivated because they would not listen to the program we agreed to start off with. That's what I like about this team right here. You see, they didn't deviate from, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Didn't one of the guys think, oh, I'm bigger than you. I'm smarter than you. Why I got to listen to you? I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to get away from the program. I'm going to do it my way. See, you guys didn't do that. Then we had one last team left. You see, and we still testing the market. We still do our studies. We still do our research. That's the reason why I subscribe to the engineering blog website. Check it out. Earlier, you was talking about the merchant portal, going behind the portal, seeing this. I check my playlist out. I talk about the DoorDash merchant portal 1 and 2, educating drivers on you need to know that side of the platform so you can know how to bring better service to the restaurants as well as to your customers. And also, those that do have that tab, they can ban you from this store. They can rate you from this store. And then if they got a franchise, not only is you banned from that restaurant, you banned from the rest of them franchise. You see what I'm saying? This is the information we need to know. I feel like, and I might get bashed for it, that drivers should have learned how to be a customer first before getting on this app here so they know how to give that exceptional service, so you can understand how it is from the customer point of view. So you can understand when you're going over here holding that customer order hostage with Uber Eats, and then you got DoorDash order holding it hostage, and then you got a Grubhub order you trying to take care of it. These customers can see you. They can see where you're going. I talks about that on that DoorDash merchant portal. Check that link out. Check that playlist out on DoorDash Revolution. It is explained there. I even go on the DoorDash website, walking it through step by step. See, these are the things we have to educate drivers, those that are beginners, those that are customers, those that are restaurant operators. We have to communicate. We have to network. We have to learn. You see, I can't look at a house and describe it just from the front's view. That means I got to look at that whole entire house and check everything out. So that's the thing I'm going to say, then I'm going to leave it like that. I'm glad to get a chance to meet other innovators. All of us are innovators. We constantly keep innovating ideas. I said it once before. When you run out of ideas, you run out of content. You see, So if you don't have any ideas, how can you keep bringing fresh and new content? That's what's happening around here. We've been telling people the cha-ching, the cha-ching, the cha-ching. Okay, how do I get to the end of the day if I don't know what's going on through the process of the day? These are the things that goes on through the process of the day. How do you get repeated clientele? Okay, how do you get that clientele? You see what I'm saying? Scoring and ranking. They tell us that in that website there. They tell us what the wave of the future getting ready to be. Already knew it was going to be a requirement. I predicted it was going to be 70%. They started with 50. They're moving up to 60. It's a reason for that. It's a reason for Lunchbox and Novadime. It's a reason for that. If these drivers keep having these sloppy ideas, these sloppy mindsets, they're going to eventually weed themselves out, just like the team members I had got deactivated from deliver that and deliver.
That's
all I got to say. I'm getting ready to go. Man, I thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate that, OG.
Thank you. Yes.
You
Awesome.
sounded like me.
Go ahead, I'm
Thank
listening to you.
Channel also.
Go ahead, brother.
That's what I was saying about Pedro, though, is he said
Yes, sir.
how the algorithm learns. You know, it's like it learns.
Yeah. The algorithm is going to learn, and that's where we have a human brain. You gotta learn to go with the river. You know what I mean? You can't try to swim against that current. Swim against that current, you go use too much energy and you are gone, people.
It's gonna get you, exactly. You're gonna put so much stress and energy and effort into it that you're gonna say it's too hard and it's not worth it, and you'll wind up like he said, you'll wind up firing yourself. It's like any employee that ever gets fired was already fired before you actually had to say, hey, you're fired. You know, they already knew they were fired generally before that day or that event happens, by the events and the stuff that leads up to that event happening. You know, I managed enough people that it's like, I'm calling you in, you don't even need to know what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, you know at this point.
Now check this out. The DoorDash revolution, people, for those of you who do not know, the type of channel he has, very informative. You go look at his playlist, there's no ride-alongs. He's giving you the actual factuals. Okay, so he's giving you the actual factuals. If you want to learn any part of the individual system with DoorDash, he has a video that completely breaks it down. You know what I mean? He's like you call that you got the old dude in the room and don't nobody want to sit at that table because he go give you that real talk. He has everything there. That's my ace right there. That's my ace right there. You know,
I can listen to him all day because I know he got knowledge and wisdom. So
yeah, when he giving you that Judge Joan Brown imperfect, yeah, when he's giving you that, you know, you got to pay attention
Brothers,
to it.
I thank God for all of you for making this community a better community.
Oh yeah,
I can say this about the DoorDash revolution. He's my main man. I see him probably about 4 or 5 times a day. We cross paths, and I've met him in person. He's as real as in person as he is on this channel.
That's
what's up, man.
Hey, and fellas, look, we got to make sure that we stay connected. Our group, your group. I already hit subscribe there. I do the gig news every single day, 5 days a week, 2 to 3. I do worldwide gig news. I have people in England. You know how in England they say that they don't tip. I have a guy out there in England that gets tip alerts. He does service out there and gets tips. So you know, we do worldwide gig news. You know, market. We break down the markets. We go over all the stuff. I even go over the different type of gig news, like the break-ins on the cars, the drivers getting shot, people pulling the drivers. I break down all the gig news for us, and then I bring it up here. People want to go ahead and speak. I break down whatever deals have been made with the companies, the franchises, with the big companies, who's doing all that. I break down that and try to give it out our way with having people do the job right. So I want to make sure that we stay connected. You know what I'm saying? If you guys got to go to a room and like, man, we got to go talk. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to chat. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Because last night that was a lion's den. I call that the lion's den, where 400 something
Yes.
people inside that chat, and it was just you guys up there representing, you know what I'm saying, for yourselves. So I'm just letting y'all know that HotFacts is right there. HotFacts is right there with you. So, and the people in the community know that when it comes down, when they know that they go flame me up, I don't disappoint. I throw shots back. I knock them out. But now it's good to see that we have a technical side. You know what I'm saying? We got a technical side, break that stuff down. Now they're gonna see it from all angles. As I told people, it's not just me. If I'm one, there's 10. If there's 10, there's 100. If there's 100, there's 1,000. You know, so it was just such a good thing just to really see that, man. All this bashing you've been getting wasn't for nothing. Today it felt like last night y'all lifted a big weight off my shoulders. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. I've been going in day after day.
I almost want to say I felt that last night once we got off that we caused this ripple that just happened right then, and we forecasted a different outcome of DoorDash in the next 6 months is what I think what just happened by Pedro making that video, the community coming in, and now all of the videos and conversations that are going to be dropped because of that event happening. We're already doing it now. This conversation's already now happening because of that event. So how many thousands of these are happening each day that we don't even know about amongst groups of friends, people, communities, sections, and they're going to trial and do their stuff, and we're going to see a huge increase in top dashers and people actually saying, no, I do top dasher and it's great. I really don't care what you guys have to say now. We're going to see that crowd starting to come out.
Right. It'll be more people watching our channels because how they have it set up. They have they have like 5 channels. They have a guy that does like interviews and they bring in the exact same people. And this is how they keep their propaganda going. Pedro is like the head, and then they have a group of guys that they'll say, well, this is the narrative here, and then they'll all do it on their channels. They'll have the exact same guest on, and then that's how they do it the whole time. So like that ripple you said, like what you did was like I hit him and made the wave. I was fighting him, and I was like, man, I only got this much power left. I can't beat the boss. Like, I ain't got no more power-ups. I can't hit the Mario Flower. I don't have none of that. What you guys did was, that was like my tag. Like, in wrestling, when you get beat up bad, you tag your partner. He come over and start tearing the roof down. That's what you guys did. That gave me enough time to roll over outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? Get me some juice. Now, what you did was a sonic boom that cracked it open. Now they're leaking. Now they are leaking right now. Now that they're leaking right now, we going up in there. Because you got to think, the more people that we change into doing it the way it's supposed to do, you are creating a better driver for the community, which makes a better driver for the customer. And the people that don't want to do it, they'll go drive for another app. So then it'll really get better for the people actually on the app.
And it'll strengthen everybody, and we'll all get paid better for our service is what it comes down to. But people don't see it that way right now. Right. They see the shortcome of right now, and a lot of people don't even know if they're going to have a job next year when they drive these type of apps, because they live in fear. You know, they're uncertain. They have doubt. They don't have a drive or control of where they're headed. Majority of people don't. You know, it's like right now, it's like, what, people don't even have $1,000 or $500 in a safety net in case of an emergency. You know, that's 65% of like America, and that's the working people. Like, you got to imagine that, like, they're pretty much saying that everybody's broke. You know, we don't know. You know, it's hard to say, but I feel like everybody's puts themselves to the limits, and they're purposely putting themselves to the limit because of the limitation of their thinking.
Right. Yeah, and I like how DoorDash Revolution said, it caught my ear, because I told myself today, I kind of multi-app sometimes, but only between 2, Uber Eats and DoorDash. But and I spoke with Richie and them today. I was like, you know what? You don't need to multi-app. And just like OG said, once you got all these programs, you're multi-apping already. Like, if you can do all these because once I got in the pizza order program, it was ding, ding, ding. Once I start getting my red card and doing shopping pays and then large orders, and you know what I'm saying? it all made sense. It's like, all right, I got enough to do right here in this one app. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going from Uber to this and that, you know. So,
and that's what I don't do. I don't multi-app. I only use Uber Eats. Like I've drove for DoorDash. I've driven for a whole bunch of apps. I only drive for one app. Well, I do Walmart Spark. Now I do Walmart Spark in the morning, and then I do Uber Eats for the dinner time. Well, part of lunch and then dinner time. But I do Uber Eats because I can get all my active hours on that app. I see it all coming in. And then again here too, I'm in California. I get Prop 2022. So I break that down too on how that works too, the Proposition 2022. So I break that stuff down. There's ways to get it out there. But we about to go ahead and shut this down real quick. We coming up on 3 hours. This was fun for me. Fellas, I'm every day 2 to 3. Hit that bell. I'm coming up. You guys have TMB. I gotta get your I gotta go ahead and get you in. I'm gonna add you in as a moderator here.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? Hey, like minds gotta control this chat right here. You guys this thing going. So once that's done, you guys it's an open link for you guys to speak. So like let me tell you guys about my HotFacts brand. So HotFacts is my brand. Clothing and everything else like that. HotFacts stands for it's the truth behind what we stand for. That's what HotFacts is. The truth behind what we stand for. So I got this as my platform. Like this right now, we're streaming right now on 6 different platforms right now. So we're streaming there. I do the box office. I have a boxing show that I do with a partner that is he's an admin with me here on HotFacts. I added him in. I added the DoorDash Revolution here as an admin. This is streaming on his channel too. When I do the box office, it streams on multiple channels here. So like with information, like we're trying to get put on out, man. Hey, I'm trying to build a team. You guys got a team. I got space on my admin thing is what I'm saying. So if you guys got a message that you want to put out there and have it streamed all over, we'll link on up and figure out how to make this thing happen to where we can really get it right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we can really get it right. Right now, I'm looking for someone that has a YouTube cooking show, or they have one. So I want to bring them onto the HotFacts brand. So when they're on, I have cooking, I got sports, I got the gig news, I do social issues and political issues. Also, I appear on the channels. I appear on Flight Sports TV with LeVar Ball thing over there. So my HotFacts thing. You know, gig is one thing. I got this. It's going to be different things to watch on the HotFacts brand. And so I'm trying to get other people in who have their own thing. If they don't have StreamYard and working it all like that, I add them in as an admin. When they go live, streaming on mine too. Streaming on that one too. So it's being out there. It's the HotFacts brand. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. I like how you said that. You sound like me. You got to do different things. You know, I do mobile detailing. I do door. You know, you got to do different things, man. You got to always. One thing Pops told me, you always got to have a second hustle or something. You know.
Hustle. Yeah. Well, I wanted a channel that people can most channels they're going on to just watch that one thing, but we as people we're much more than just that one thing you're showing.
Yeah.
So. I like to have all this out there so people can get a whole grasp me all the way, so you can know exactly how I think about everything, and then you put this into how it's working, and then you say, okay, this is a cool dude right here. Yeah. You know, if I don't want to watch him for Uber Eats and gig news or DoorDash, I can click on this. He's talking about the police just shot this dude. You know, he's talking about this. I want to hear about what can we do for the kids. You know, I got different stuff that I bring on here. Sometimes I'll have the gig news, and then I'll have like some type of crazy thing that happened. And then just so we talking about something else, I'll open it up to the floor and go back and forth and talk, stuff like that. Yeah. But this the spot right here. This the spot right here. And I'm glad I know where y'all spots is at now. I don't have to search YouTube. It's hard when all you see is no tip, no trim. And you like, man, can I find a human being?
So I'll put it this way.
It ain't about just
6 months. It took 6 months for me to actually get to the algorithm or get to page road. You know what I mean? So I've been going for 6 months posting just consistently.
That's crazy.
People say no tip and miserable people. some of these orders, and I ain't trying to, speak for everybody who don't tip, but sometimes you drop an order off that's a low tip, and sometimes that person don't really have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes you did them a favor. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to look at it from all ways instead of looking at it as negative.
And that's a scratch my back, I scratch yours. And that's crazy how you said it took 6 months for payroll to get on your radar, right? I was at 30 subscribers. I put a video out and called out that no tip, no trip. And the information that I was breaking it down on how we did it here, he responded instantly. He's been at me since I had 30 subscribers. He came at me.
So he was confident that you were wrong, is what it was, and he had so much momentum behind him. It was easy to just say, "Look what I
went into that Lions Den." Yeah, I went into that Lions Den, and I represented well. If you go and check his lives, it's his live that has 9,000 views. It's the only one. I have the highest rated live he has. My very first one at 30 subs has his highest rated view of his lives, 9K.
9K, nice.
9K. Now, I told people last night that I hope the one that you guys did beats that one, because they tried the chat were calling me all type of names, and it was just me. Nobody else knew who I was really when I was doing this, so it was really just me. Like, that's why I'm hoping you guys had a full team. You guys were able to keep them neutralized with coming back with that nonsense talk. I hope that one beats 9K. I hope everyone sees that right there, because what that did for me, man, I was jumping out of my seat. It was like I was watching the Laker game. I was into that. You guys did that for me. And man, I appreciate that. So you guys, whenever you see me on, you want to hop on and speak, just let me know. You up here.
Hey, HotFacts.
Yo.
Appreciate
You're talking about getting a chef on your channel. I'm friends with Stale Cracker. Put that on a cracker, dude. All I gotta do is give a call and let me see if I can get them linked up with you.
I will appreciate that. I'm looking to have this thing grow. And also, people out there, if you guys have seen Apollo the Parrot, I am in talks with Apollo the Talking Parrot. He can do anything and he knows everything. I see people. I do interviews on here, so if you go and check out my playlist, I do interviews with all types of different people, and then that's how I get myself into other communities, and I build relationships with the dudes there. I conduct interviews with people who did different things in business and all that other stuff.
Hey, HotFacts, I got a question for you.
Yo.
Do you mind if I put plugs out there? And what I mean by that, any of us guys that are on this panel have alternate sources of income, stuff that we do on the side that makes money, like Etsy accounts, making things. My dad, he makes knives. I do custom rings. Let's see if I can see this.
Okay.
That's a California spoon that I turned into a ring that's about 70 years old.
Okay.
If you guys have any alternate sources of income, ultimate platforms for yourself, for your families, let's plug each other. Let's get the word and the awareness out there. Let's support each other.
Oh, I feel you. Community business. I'm in with all that. It's like the old WWF. We the new NWO. We a wolf pack. We come in there with the good music, with the bass and the treble. We come in there. So we about to head out. I'm gonna let them know how I end out these shows. First of all, we gonna do these last words. We're gonna start off with let's start with Richard right now. Last words for the people.
Last words. Get Top Dasher. It's gonna pay you some money. Try it.
Bam. TMB, what you got?
We don't bitch, we don't complain, we just grind. The Money Boys, TMB. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset.
Ooh, I like that. Ghost, what you got for the people?
Well, one, I want to say I appreciate everybody. Early bird gets the worm. You grit and grind. We live in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis Grizzlies. We got to grit. We got to grind to get that paycheck.
Get that paycheck, people. Now, if you guys ever catch my videos, when I start off my shifts, first one you get, the first one you take, because that could be the one that lead to something great, people. Remember that always when you're starting your shift. And just like I do, people, until the next caper, yeah, people, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to sign out like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2. We're going to go out to J Caddy beat. I did an interview with this producer. He's getting ready for a verses. We going to go out with a J Caddy beat.
Run this game is what I'm saying. Take it over, that's my plan. Get 'em, got beef in the streets. Suckers wanna battle me. Cut my heat, bring your heat, spark this up, slap these freaks. Let's get it. You know what I mean.